monyere mo ho se Davidson ani abro no super so dibi Smith person dibi but on there you need the film o twa said den ye mani ni da. It is star 413 hash option 4 star 413 hash option 4 5 Ghana cedis pe na wo hia wo MTN mobile money abetimi de atwa na wo telecel money obetimi e de atwa ti mesrew ene anope obi send me message say ya fe na mani abra me twa me de ntinya abotre wa na wo se ye twa ne baako enti twa me mesrew metwen wo bia nti wo de draw no munya abotre mo fa nsi nchen kakra na ya fe na ye ni abra ye twa ne baako no ye twa ne fa ye number empitim na ankoye ti say ye sisi obi nti ye no a eno no mesrew yiro ho a star 413 hash option 4 star 413 hash option 4 ucha ubedi I'm Kyei Innocent social commentator obi say onye innocent or very innocent analysis no yema wi a wa ba ka say ebre into oye innocent but very innocent I'm be fine ye de nyame ase weekend no abesi sabre net saying ya say me ni wo hia ye be hia na de ko weekend
yeah so far so good I think so we are monitoring space in the head there call there are a lot of activities happening at the same time Ghana for share Culture said the whole essence of doing what we do is to ensure that we rebuild and reposition Ghana many be betimi access any opportunities na what me maximizing the individual potentials woni na sabi nipa bedi or governance and politics social whatever the whole essence is nipa betimi edi and then share nem rabeto akwemu and I think that is what we are poised to do. Unfortunately no no na ebinum so tesuro edwirigu and I kasa de pamo no enya wa no you can't stop. Yes, it's the reason why I employ everybody say you get involved just to ensure say that be preach say the sentinels destined to protect the foundations of our democracy no and those in power no protect it na mom with the citizenry because the power we wield and we hold enormous and very overriding. Say we can change any government once we are convinced government is we are interested. So we have kwanya Akufo-Addo say we president or power. O kan hwea wontie. But Ghana for Cambo my kasi you see the outcome. So it tells you the enormity of power with the citizens in the world. Unfortunately in Africa no we don't see the essence. You the magnitude of that power. You some so we end up selling it for petty stuff. But it me through this education, the enormity of our political power and influence. Now it me use in a positive light. Trust me, nobody can come up and mess up.
All right, and see, and I know that the shall say they're free parliament. Me assure them. From last week, a lot has happened. And Niama Bebria, also from the appointments committee to the floor of parliament. And Niama issues in there. The videos are there to show. Speaker Namwa Wotu, baby, I drew Kikanin from the chaos to the suspension to the apology to lifting of suspension to Yahoo and free. Could you tell Black one Sam George approve everything that has happened in parliament?
Good. Yeah, I think it's quite interesting. But my ben started from this note. You see, as I heard democracy na issue na I said dan and they see her institutions and the foundational way ejina so pillars. Okay. Democracy ejina so. But uhwe ma kase miensa the executive, the judiciary and then the legislature. Yeah. And functions where it overlaps and those kind of stuff now the executive power, the judicial power, and then as a form now over parliament are direct representatives of the people because Ghana for go parliament and they are selective few individuals to go there and represent our interest in this kind of way. So per institution back one reflected that particular way democracy now is supposed to reflect the aspirations of the people. It's supposed to be parliament because I don't know directly a link to the people because directly they are representing people. But in recent times the respect Ghana for accommodated to parliament very considerably, and I think that is very alarming. ye nyina abeye subject ye ka ho asem. And in recent times me know we've seen some attempt parliamentarians year to redeem and ensure the public will respect them. When the meaning say respect is a virtue we practice and we earn. You can't force people to respect you when you yourself don't respect yourself. And the Akoso at the inception of this 9th parliament, he clearly said, Nipa no mugu parliament, and they don't deserve to be respected. It's the reason why so much pace when Omodrage Oliver to go there and apologize to them. The first statement I made, and they said, they need to call Oliver back and apologize to him because they don't deserve the respect he rendered. Because this is a gentleman, you hold him before you, also denigrate you, disrespect you. The following day, you sit on TV, you denigrate others, embarrass yourself, embarrass the very people you represent, you disgrace yourself on national TV. So at the end of the day, what is the import of that apology not rendered? You don't even deserve it. And the Omoye, I think that is so childish, so infantile, so disrespectful, disrespectful to the people of this country to the extent say the so-called apology they rendered isn't enough, because it is about the conduct of some individuals within the house not taking a certain intransigent position and posture, thinking so once we are part of this particular thing, our presence must be felt, and we will do whatever within our power to ensure that we stop the whole process. Because I am convinced that the whole essence of this vetting process is to ensure that we assess the capacity and the capability of individuals at a mobile hodu ministry. There is a platform for you to interrogate the person to know, say, it is not a platform for vengeance. It is not a platform where you think, oh, no, it's not a revenge theater where you go on people and say this. But what has unfolded in Parliament now? Clearly, you could see the whole motive isn't about interrogate to know whether the capabilities of the person or not. It is about going after some individuals because of some comments they've made in the past. And Afenyo Marking, for instance, so had the conduct, the posture, the tone, the disrespectful nature, sometimes the immaturity in his tone. What's in China? You ask yourself, really, these people are really parliamentarians representing our interests, and these people want us to respect them because, yes, respect, you need to live and earn it. There was something happened, and he was talking to the clerk of parliament. We all saw in TV the way he spoke to the clerk. Clerk near worker within the household. So parliamentary setup, the person is part of it. I'm told the person is even a woman.
A woman, married woman.
Good. Look at the way that gentleman disrespected that woman, spoke to her, and the way or reacted in public. You did this thing to somebody's, your friend is your colleague, and you turn around and you expect people to respect you. In the first place, how do you expect people to respect you? And beside that, there are a series of engagements. For instance, Okujato issues your more so we take comments in some just trying to create certain impression. This oral whole thing, I don't know why he's taking this oral thing so personal to the stand. Say, as a YBB, and they are going after him. This whole essence of this oral thing is to help all of us to battle issues of corruption. Sabaya corruption, abaya cancer. It's deep into the fabrics of our society, and it is because of your friend saying this same corruption. And yet some people are taking responsibility to ensure that you should be very much, you should be commending them. This is not no time for you to be setting a war path or a war stage because you will not pass the person. But the question is, how relevant is your past? Because the minority any power to you can't stop anyone from becoming a minister, because I told you they said it will go to the floor, it will go to a vote, and you don't have the numbers to stop anything. So
I wonder why they were preaching for secret voting.
Yeah, so you see, all these things are just childish display of your friends saying that kind of, I don't know, bravado be you think that we have power, we just want people to see us. But the beer I've been preaching, say where we are, the stage are quite different. You might have done it in the past. In the past, it could have been this back and forth between the NDC and NPP. We are friends, this. But politics not taking a certain dimension altogether, a shifting into a certain paradigm. Ghana are beginning to renew their interest. Sure. People are following, so they want things to happen in a way that reflects that particular respect. You know, the demeanor, the tone, the language of parliamentarian so-called honorables, you know, need to reflect that particular hope and aspirations are the people of this country. But consistently, you know, that is not what we are saying. That is why the integrity of parliament will continue to dip, and it will continue to dip. And until say make a conscious effort to rebuild the rotten and the tattered image of parliament, you know, trust me, nobody is going to accord them any respect. So this so-called, we are hauling people before the privileges committee, and it's a contempt power they are going to abuse, because that is the thing. So when the lady appeared in parliament as a guest, head castle or no be a banter on a side show. It wasn't even part of the main procedure. Another prayer was called and said that woman should be cited for your first contempt. When the another prayer on one case and contempt. So what moral locus the conduct or how post elections I contempt in description. So you don't have any power or authority say yes cite or be for contempt because and then when I woe to me that privilege power now you are abusing it, you understand? And you know Ghana for move, so it is a wake-up call to them. Ghana for the responsibilities are shown because the scars of the 8th parliament, you know, is still back on it. Yeah, bonipa tu ye kunipa. The first police soldier for ye sir, you deny amount for representation for 4 solid good years. Parliament was so important to the extent that they couldn't act in the face of this grave injustice being done to the people of this country. Nema a border on the welfare of the people. They never spoke anything about it. I know that they now buy a theater for partisan engagement. NDC MPP, yes, I say Mununa ya Soroko. Am I a Tana Kroma? So Ghana for that so any hope, no respect of more the institution parliament and a deputy a conform. So this is the time for them to use this 9th parliament to rebuild that image. But you have people who go there and then they speak childishly, just speak anyhow, disrespecting the people, just talking anyhow because of things there is an MP. The guy made an attempt to go and justify why he has made so much wealth and as for at the age of 21 or not to toss answers when there is not even a single proof to that effect. Because you need to provide documents and other stuff that justify indeed say in 7 hours can you not correct. Now radio so can say they say he who comes into equity must come with clean hands. This you are not clean. So this arrogant posture more exhibited on TV, those kind of way, it is and serve their interest. And I'm sure they've not even realized that this is a political party, the MPP, that went into elections and suffered such a humiliating defeat. Yeah. Arrogance I play integral part. So you expected these people will be a reasonable men of conviction, do sober reflection, sit down and realize these are some of the things that will my lose elections. So going forward, you put Nema in order. I generate certain interests. We are Ghana for in a different way because we MPP, okay MPP as some crana in general public among free off so that's the reaction. So as leaders, you should be sensible enough to know this is the time for us to change our tone, our language, our demeanor, and then speak in the way be able to draw people back to the party because we need the MPP as a force, your democracy as a force. But if this is the language, the tone, and the manner they are going to act at, trust me, nobody will take them serious. And then back to Speaker of Parliament with this, your friend is saying suspension and co. Me, to be very honest with you, when I saw the suspension, I was so much disappointed in the speaker. Okay. Yes, because I wasn't expecting say Oberhe TV I selected Nipa for say your friends must suspend them. Because I will have video now, and it couldn't be enough. Nipa 4 wasn't enough. Yes. So the question is the methodology ben or employ the selected that particular for. And your friends say KG na your water teacher neighbor class ya huni pa mona mokasa then without any check we be anima yimo. No. We be no bisu who exactly. Go be how on peer table but no kasa na trigger that particular thing. You understand? Exactly. So you can't just watch TV and say mahuni pa for no. Sa name na twam and I think he overreacted. So why rescind that particular decision if they vote one Kasa because it was a wrong decision, a wrong move that he took. I was expecting say at the preliminary, that's like they're doing. You do your own investigation that they're doing because all punish you be and some why investigation and then at the end of the day, no, you give people room to speculate. Says then so when your investigation, they're being a wujina so what they suspended those 4 people.
Sure.
So I was expecting say obey our investigation, we na outcome no. Ye jina so na ya punishing obi. And one thing I think that Adi and Kroma has to do with the fact that obedience munu na ya kujina ho ya pachawo then na ya nko ya sa niema ya manfo ye our parliament ya uhu ye if people are going to get away with it because so sa sanction or the buy na ono left no e kire say this investigation the outcome no will be or will have no consequences. It will be inconsequential because nipa na Yabehu so mo na ye at gate awon say no eventually no they will almost they will be forgiven.
Exactly.
That is the sick culture we have created in this country. Emma ye bresa the yesi bray. Like I'm saying, institutions need to be very effective. We need to make sure say niema na ye ni ye se be ye na ho amanipa hu because niema amanfo ada na di wo TV so na se ebu Ghana for bebre abam. Yet we live in a country where a man for interest in democracy already know we need a conform. So this is the time for us to ensure that we rebuild public trust. Sabe ya man for benya hoto so say Ghana your democracy and institutions are very effective. You can rely on them. But we've gotten to a point where you can't rely on any of these institutions, even the sensitive ones.
Yeah.
Because executive at some point in time, and then look at our judiciary today. People are calling say we need. It's one of the institutions that we need to sanitize because the element and some individuals who are smuggling in, they don't engender public trust and confidence. But these are institutions that Ghana for, and then Parliament has joined that particular team. So I know the day. We are going to now to a near institutions na where critical and sensitive decisions are emanating from. No, there is none you can lay finger on and say, I have absolute and unwavering trust in this state institution. I know that it's problematic for all of us.
Yeah.
It's the reason why I am incumbent on us. Say, jokes, comedy, agro, we need to flash those things out. And those display of political immaturity, arrogance, na sa boyhood arrogance na. Amanfo jina parliament or person ye mai hu sa menso me wa habi no. Because ofa afenyo mark na ofa ayaraga jina na or kasa. You see maturity. You see some intelligence and some smartness. He speaks with the respect. Unlike his counterpart, anytime we be na no bia no. What's in China because you know, sir, and I wonder why MPP as a political party at this time will allow that particular gentleman to be their leader because he doesn't know how to talk. He's so disrespectful and so arrogant to the stand. If this is the manner they are going to live in that particular parliament, I'm not sure it will augur well with him. They are lucky that the NDC is very accommodative because I'm not sure, sir. They are giving them too much space to be doing things that they are doing. Because Abra Kenoforia Taden as for Dinse Muno Mudi yeah, we didn't see a situation where NDC washing the hands from approval. So when your power, nothing Semuna would be the Onunya, I don't say or chill how I use power. And I think that is a lesson to the NDC said. Sir, we have opportunity, and as a winner, when any pair Kenyans are you need to listen. Because when they got similar opportunity, some of us on TV say, can no foreta and co no and deserve to be given a pass. But no, the day you went there and you passed all of them. And now who individuals Okuja to the crime away in answer of fighting corruption. Some George in the crime away in answer or Canada or criticizing. Yes. And these people were forcing him to apologize to President Akufo-Addo. But when Kenoforeta, the Omoye, they were immeasurable. I will come as a menye, but you sat there and you approved them. So I think it's a lesson to them going forward. In the politics, my culture say, and yeah, sorry, and then you must go there, your convictions intact. You believe in what you're doing, you execute it with perfection and with finesse. That's exactly what these people are doing. Teaching you, say, we have power now, the bidding class. Some idea, they use power. When Akufo-Addo came to power, that is what he taught the people. Or Ghana for how to use power. And there will be the signs out there. And that's exactly what Afenyo Markin and Co are doing there. So it's a lesson. We have power now since the Munu na debedi. na would be jin near maswa or tam beso because 4 years and ya quantity so what one obu we go as wa dwen say 4 years wa trust me akufo do be 8 years no proti fie na say wa be 4 years it's just around the corner so people should begin to use this power wisely. Sebaya Nema, you knew to the benefit of Ghanaians, you know, and never pursue, but you don't sit there and allow some of these things to happen when you have power and the way to override some of them and let it go. And media that is cast. Yeah, Parliament are losing integrity. The dignity of Parliament is in the gutters. And until say to redeem that particular image, you know, I've listened to the Speaker of Parliament say they cannot force people to respect them. If there is any respect, they need to respect themselves first. And I can see here and boldly and confidently tell you, say, Parliament, most of the people there don't even respect themselves and they don't even deserve the perfect honorable. It is abuse of that particular way. I hear you so because the life they live, the conduct, the way they speak. Afenyoman can stand in Parliament, throw his hands like this, like a child at original classroom asabi. But this is a parliamentarian. Look at the way a manner he's throwing his hands out there. Speaking to his colleagues, speaking to people.
Part of those that was suspended.
Yes. And the speaker will just overlook some of these individuals and go and suspend other people. Abasa, people will not even take you serious. So I think the parliament and Kasanu need to purge itself. And we the citizens, you know, so going forward, you know, we need to look at people we give power to. Because over the years, you know, I'm not sure, say, Niama Boya, this cheap politics are so easy for some individuals to get into political prominence because and we've monetized the entire political space. Any idiot at all with money can go to Parliament. Once you have cash, it's just a matter of buying few delegates, get your way in, and you go to Parliament. So I know the day the benefit the people are supposed to get, you know, they will not get. And some people feel that their position is so secure to the extent that whatever happens, you know, they will get in. It's the reason why you see some of these things. So when they go, they don't respect you and I. They don't regard me. They do whatever that they want to do. Yeah. And it's the reason why we are still here. So we, the citizens, it's a wake-up call for us. Going forward, you know, we need to put sensible people in power. Not people who are full of themselves, people who are arrogant, people who don't even respect themselves and are trying to respect the people of this country. They will go and show remorse and then work and serve the interest of the people of this country. We are sick and tired of some of this nonsense. We wake up on TV and you see so-called honorable people displaying such childish, throwing those tantrums all over the place. I know the day, you know, and you'll be Otigan and you. People are very, 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 very sensible, watching everything that is happening in the space. So you can't get power and be using it the way and manner they are doing. I think that is so embarrassing. They need to apologize to the people of this country. Going forward, they say at least Ghana also deserves some level of respect, not this thing that we see on TV.
All right, Innocent submission on Parliament issues. No. Paulata was say, yeah, I love your boldness. Stay focused. Nyame Onshura. That's Solomon Dazi was say, good morning, yeah. I'm watching you from Saudi Arabia. Thank you very much. Anthony Safari was say, my dear, I like your program. God bless you. Thank you very much. Suleimana Balabe. Forgive me if I don't mention your name correct. Good morning, was well done. I'm listening to you live. George Kofi was here. How long should it take that woman to hand over to the new boss? That's a shame. Godfrey Kwashi was good morning. Lovely people of Ghana. I'm doing the listening of UAE. Okay, yeah, that was Papa slide. Great. Or say making the humble lion promise on his honor, he will talk through. Was it then? Sisifia 38.2. Micro minority under pressure. Mia Sly Kwabenya Greater Accra and war and others and ventures so macro Kumasi or say fantastic. Good morning, yeah. Medase Papa. Slide the graphs or say good morning. Clement Sam or say I'm watching you live from Chifu Ninase. I think I got it correct. To say I'm watching you from London. Yami Onshaw and Afe Noah Awudi on also say or my good morning and I pay *413# *413# a cash flow. cash flow option 4 MTN mobile money and as a telecell cash out betimi etwa mesra enche obehunsi ye be hyase abobɔ draw na 500 cedis betimi abegu phone so na won so wetimi dia check o half a brale so atina se dada pacho good morning boko de
ehu ane me
na de ho afi o ho ya fe ba na ase de wakɔ no access young no MSS
me obaya ma me nchia ahwefo na me mo abaso na me nchia menua Innocent na me mo abaso biem on say there be ameka say ade bia ewodin no I was say your money din no ejina brand.
Okay.
Me for some time now me who say ye will be a semra shebedwa but enye bra shebedwa.
Okay.
Esse but enye
no look alike ana.
I say on my way enioma atosin wo my way enhyehyeye mu ne nkanko ne nkoso mu kese pa no se de sobo ebobo asoeya aban asoeya hodo a sebi o madi o manfo hwammo pa ne takasini pa kese pa no o se de komra hye bedwam.
Okay. Adentia
Omo enim omadwuma omo eye omo ho se omo ye masters nanso so omo ye nkoa a me ne wo ye pe obi asoma no ene yesi omo nkosi ya namu na nipa bia no ye wo brofo kasa bi say if you know your position you are free from competition. They don't know their position and so they are always competing with the public. Yen Ghana for no yen kwa ne womo yen ni asoma womo they refuse to take akwa and they try to play the masters.
Okay.
Enunti ena omumfa enidie emma Ghana for no omumu ade omum fere ade na on me ka omu nyina bomu a edu ba bia wo se me paamu.
Okay.
Na me ma Ghana fo hu de nti a abasa hwe obi oye MPP mrahye bedwani oni obi oye NDC mrahye bedwani omo nse.
Okay.
MPP mrahye bedwani bia no wo to abama no wo de ya ataihwe ne yobia a wo de ba mrahye bedwam na obawie a ya ahwe ne tebia ne yobia.
Okay.
Omo mfanidie emma impo omo to abama omo anu nti no omo kasa omo boso omo kasa tumi mu omo kasa te se de sebi omo ne omo nkoa na kasa enso omo na ye nkoa o enu na ama mrase bedwa ya etwa mu
if
parliament no Ghana fo hu se da bi enkofu mu ase de tumi ma omo a omo emma ma betiri so na omo bo kimpaluta ma ye kuntan na omo ba kuntan na omo peje omo bo na omo ase omo bo na omo di kuntan na omo de nam enu ntu be hwa MPP mrahye bedwani bia wo de fafi o se chairman sabonso a wono ye se wo ko obi foforo na aba ono na wate wo mrahye bedwam ho ukọ ne peso aso a hwini ho a sebi obetimi de ne nsa atene so se me koye me bra me boye eso mfaso ni wo de aye japade won kran ha itira nye ye kurampa o de mama girlfriends na constituency ni si ho owia na crop ya yirefia asante kotoko ohembo di amma muso na waye ne sompa hene menim som a osom ya eye papa anu nti ye oye sompa hene ne ya boni din na ase ya mani muso enso na wakotena ho for more than 24 years now for 24 years now okoshe me ase bedwemo no ne suni mfaso ma asante mai baako pese baako etino se ye kukuru nioma na ho ne takasi no ewo se de komra hye bedwam omadi o ma we hwammo kese pa ne titiri ni MPP mra hye bedwafo omo ye nim guasiefo a eni kwan se ye kai omo wo history mu e wo bia papa bia mu bibi papa bia ni wa se bi ye betimi anka so oh MPP mra hye bedwafo na enam omo so a ade we baaye efa certificate kro mom toy nyansa ye di ko suku ko sua nyansa di ninim de ebi ni omutirim utimi se we wo ye lawyer ni hwe lawyer ni a ogina hoi afenyo yi ya wo ye lawyer ni ubekom pa se nimdie woni bi aida se wo koye no your friend is say the teacher pass no teacher se ma fail teacher se ma pass we teacher se wa pass then so pass we busa se law pass law ben na woni trim there was so a doctor of finance at the canon okura certificate no nimdie bia ni ho oh entino they think say yen na ye omanfo a sabio ye de omakosi baabi no baabi a ye de omakosi no eye tumi a ye de amom say omfa medi yen so tio enti no abribia no omoye neoma te say omuna omunu wo tumi bi a yen ye ni tumi no but o can the preamble of the constitution ebe mo hu de wo tumi ni de oni tumi enu na so wahwa abribiano omote ho a they forget themselves to say omo ye representatives omo nim say omo eya asomafo omo fa omo say yen momum na ye omo nkoa na edi ne siye mo na mo hye say mo be vetin na mo ye no mo say mo be vetin obi a 1 hour obi timi betena say no ma vetin for 5 hours 6 hours nipa ba ku timi busa nipa ba ko 196 questions Drew baby na ebusa afenyo say eni ebusa say Sam George da ben na no yire da last time I know yire da ye da ben ka na Ghana fu because questions how busa no utu say nyansa ba ko kra nim ekwa ben na afa so obi ko school watwa ni ticket say wako sreye so ko bo besia na odi ko school wu kra sika fako school no wo so be lawyer wo lawyer odi ko ye ADB kro no na de boye Cromford, we na se beduani. Cromford pa to bottom ni Cromford we o ma ya japade ye nton ma no. No wia. We na se beduani o no timi nya akokodro timi busa obi question. Se onya sika wa hin question a obusa no se onya sika wa hin na odi twa tikita o de call landing ko sua ade. Una na de ma no. Ati nkwasi afon kwa na gumra hye bedwam ho a me no ka sei p omko a aha se udi odwan kura begina ho a ye beto ama no etu be kom na hye bedwam wo nyan me
say just ko ba election mo se owo de bo kura begina ho beto ama
anya bo na hye bedwam anya bo na te wo no wasoma bo ebo so be ya mwode a kirewo now to Mr. Speaker ni no mani bo wa me ne nya adwe kura pani a o tintasuo to form teo pani o tintasuo to form de ne tetra mafa no onye pani papa oyenim guasie ni and he must always sometimes eya me ya say na ntwe nim na hoden na oma na nkwase ni small boy bi ubekọ na nkwase dem na small boy bi na watwe na ntwe to form na afi na ntwe ode ni minimu hyew
eni be ba no so na ye less
aye okwei no na ntwe no di na chi jon ayi akosia bofo eje na bo nyum se ayi odi na chi jon odi na chi jon eni mayanka Mr. Speaker Ghana ha obi eni what say no
yeah number 3
apart from the number 3 no there is no one who has that experience from the very day your Fourth Republic he was in parliament and he has been in parliament till date there is none like him and so if people become this nuisance now we check o common gavel the shift from say bang now one can say because me common gavel now me the shift from now me nim nyansa na the shift from one then it means you have a problem in your brain And I'm questioning whether he ought to be examined. Say, Speaker, that's so yeah, Juma na. Because as a disciplinarian, you ought to always abide by your discipline and make sure that people must abide by it. No amount of a helper. Because Nipano, say, Hunyansan or Yadi, a sefata. And Kawafa common government country say, on cost suspension. Omukwa suspended Omono. Ne was saying, Kautra unkobemu. Ne can affect even to the chair.
Okay.
Yes, because the chair ought to have stepped or stood his grounds. He ought to have stood his grounds and make sure, say, obey instilling discipline as far as he is chair. And you know, I was very sad to hear, say, was suspended just about 4 of them. Yes, obi timi ka say ayeye we no kra no ye koto ne ekoso obi hwa we yam na se bedwani ko che table na so o so da fia makocho we yam na se bedwani eti we say no ye ka class 1 for asem say class 1 for and na talkatives and na mo pen kwala pen kasa dodo kwala kra mo na mo ha adwen dodo ye be wie class 1 for dia akoka GHS for dia kan SHS for dia sabe company for papa pen toto for we mo so asem e wo studio ha ya enka na nke ba ye nke ye ka ekwan be na nke be fa so a ye be ma agriculture atimi abo ma o man na koso ekwan be na e betimi afa so ama akwan a se bi asai atimi ayeye ye meka no empani toto we no mu ase bi o mu nim nyansa ya soma wo mo so mo nkom la se bedwam mla se bedwam o enya se bi me kwaka kra mpo makola fo ne mbeko because what they o mo pai ne oma na yeso ye to ne oma ya dani honum te se bi yete makola ase yeni de ye hwehwe asoman omampani a yato abama no wapa obi se wo mra mesini ko se na namu se nipa ne ye se nipa ne nye wo ba ye so tutuna no wo de ye nsi anamu tutuna no keke eno no gise pagya table ban na microphone so ne ya tete no mututu microphone no nipa na o kan se mututu microphone no ka say by now ye na dia free ma se bedwam you get a very wo punishment eno krampo ne ne mo anya adwen say o masa 2 weeks suspension no. This punishment was too light. Now we are also masa twa sign Mr. Speaker
wa twa sign no yes investigation na akoya
dem you do investigate the akoya den.
I was watching all of it no make say they should suspend it.
What was say here Uni Madia Bakwa, Bruni Casabia Medepa, putting the cart before the horse. Nipebia, or put to cart before the horse, Biano, and also who's an Adjunimo Hapa. Because a flumponco, pianioma, or chinioma. It is how they, and Yoma could see the name say Fluponco Pia. No, so who said, a papa in Adjunimo and Yajuma. And then a wire suspension, and Sanako investigation
committee.
Oh, baby, I'm speaker. I was here na dream no. Eh, nyansa na editi wiase o. Nimdia no, uni nyansa kura untimi nya bi. Because yesi nyansa na waye bibi. Enti na fe ni nyansa no. Nya ansa. Why a suspension without investigation? I feel we are also at the committee. Committee no mo koye den. Omo the finance ne ba dia na de beye. So you put the cart before the horse.
All right.
It is one of the very, because the tripods now work in terms of on my way nation say no. Me no me wo didie say na se bedwam se nya no correctly a. Eno be boa ma ye nhyehyeye no akoyi. Enya executive o. Unse mampani kwa pese osi gina ya okomra se bedwam. Because ono ankasa no ono so parliamentarian.
Yeah.
I will see on one man penina name. And oye bibia anya ni tumi mu no de ye. Because power no resides with the people. And the people na representatives. Ye nyina ye ntimi nkohia o ba bi say ye si gina ye say o man panifa ye adwuma. Anu nti na ye nsi anamu. And when we don't get parliamentary works correct, this country will always be in this abyss. Nti mesre yen ma sebi samra sebe dwane hu nsam ni hu hia yen. Mr. Speaker, me will need yes from Kubi Mana. Say, oh, ne who so sha. obenyina be ye tope so when hu ne ho so hwe na ekoye se na maka ne say na obi afa phone afre me okay and am rescinding me decision there bia no we will also come and then be condemning and rebuking and admonishing you like this. I don't like it. So all Mr. Right. Speaker, sit up. Parliamentarians should sit up. MPP for nipa says now akano. Sebi Ghana for ne empesi ebenya omumu bi because of e-levy ade omude ye ne empesi ebenya bi wo ho. Titi. Se nyina ye ntimi nkohia wo ba bi se ye sigina ye se o mampanifa ye adwuma. Anu nti ne ayi ensi anamu. Enti when we don't get parliamentary
Mechiane radio go that year for nyina. I think last year we were asking for change. That change has come. And the expectations of Ghanaians are a lot. Yeah. And I think at this point in time, we cannot afford to fail Ghana for. Of course. And Ghana for will not forgive anybody, irrespective of Baby Ufriba. I think the ultimate goal here one, just to make sure that we fix this country or move on. And I think that expectation, Nipa Omonya Kwenya to serve in the new government, should be reminded. Say it's not business as usual. Said the BIC Kano, Ghana for a few more than governance and a public enterprise. Everybody is involved. First, I say a giant money pack a crabby or coffee certificate, that kind of stuff. But then the scope has widened. A lot of people have come into the political space. Ubi a sebi onko school da they understand the issues. So to me, children are being as a forum. And I think the Nina Boa my shaping the discourse be able to make better governance. And I think that is all that you rooting for. Sabia nema bekoye. Yeah.
I see. Yabacha issues now about the dorsal. But as of for J so the Aba scholarship secretariat. Yes, Oya administrator. Yeah, Poku as of for J, yes. As of for J there or a friend to the station. Oba Krabiano wa Kenya. Oba Pampa Sonti say ono so Mause about 4 posted or no posted. Say order President Mahamasi. Tiasavaji, congratulations. Why there, Jumani there, Wabobi pa Ghana food nim Juma yeah from Ashanti region. How difficult it is for your party to make waves El Honum because Ashanti region we are in this year seminar very strong when in your dinner. Untimi one here bomb crab bunti Asavaji. Congratulations to you. You are very hardworking. Personality. Watch all the years. Or communication, super fantastic. Onko radio so enkasa without facts. Okasa with facts. You deserve to be honored. Near President Mama so I am honored. So far, issues out there about me. But for ECOWAS for we need to amamini yanko. Report ni chirimoa ECOWAS ekita 16 member states na officially Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger ECOWAS accept sa amai miesa woman se woman pese woman ECOWAS ebe kon na kra na biem so woman this application it to mo yinim ne asi wo Mali yinim ne asi wo Niger ene nim ne asi wo Burkina Faso and 16 member countries or states are about together forming the ECOWAS no 3 of them officially withdraw chese yede amanbo emamo na komobi koswa matise se ECOWAS pese womo ne president mama kasa na woni amai miensa enso so edi nkomo hwese womo betimi areseni womo decision now I'm returning back. I don't know how our conversation be started here, but Ivan, you have a shall share the implications about my ECOWAS.
I think it's really sad. Say you be waking up to such a news. It's quite unfortunate because in situation like this, I'm not sure say there is a winner. And there are a number of questions underlying we are as a yetana sininya daje na yaka hwasem. ECOWAS no economic cooperation, one of the major way that particular organization, you know, coming to force. One of the way economically in how our countries in Africa no ebetime cooperate among ourselves, yet trade among us. By no crano, so we have trade barriers exist among us. Clearly, it shows that objective, you know, till date hasn't been able to, you know, actualize. Then watch you come to the political arena. One of the your friends say in crucial aspect and also a boasebe politically, you know, you bet me a coexist na ya coming up a form certain alliance, a bet me a boy a growth in as a form. So what now we are critical analysis into ECOWAS, the formation, goals, objective, vision, and as a phone, you know, now what national analyze here. You come to a certain radical conclusion, say. Manu nyina no abaye secondary to the organization because none and abetimi atana higher bold enough akase yetimi actualize it because you see these countries opting to get out of ECOWAS, you know, wasn't an event just people just wake up a day and say oh yeah, get it out. Me no ti kroma ya kan ya abahawa ECOWAS na lose focus and track na o condone certain things a wonne me yenim sese be na nkoye. For instance, we've seen situations democratically elected president in Africa. Your friend is saying yatwa ba yi omo they have mandate. Mandate no constitutionally no what term limit also. Some of these countries no know today ya go through first term, second term we know they find a way to massage and maneuver their way to ensure say they are able to your friend saying extend their constitutional limits, you know, to give themselves a certain lifeline. Sanema way incur a lot of rough discussion from a lot of people. And at that point, some of us were expecting say ECOWAS as a mother body, you know, will move in situations and scenarios like this and resolve them. Yanim de si Cote d'Ivoire, circumstances lead to the coming of Alassane Ouattara. Yeah. People died. A lot of your friends are man from Ghana and then as a phone, you know, now the last thing anybody expected from him is to give himself that lifeline. But after 8 years, we saw the hostile attempt to massage and manipulate the constitution and get himself a lifeline. That guy was never sanctioned by ECOWAS, despite all that has happened. Do you know what happened? ECOWAS committee, you know, now he was an integral part of it. At some point in time, your friends a coup d'etat, esi wodombo ya krum hono. Are you aware? So delegation yes Sunday here to go and speak to the gentleman. That joker was part of the delegation. Now this is somebody who has your friend say what torpedo the constitution and massage giving himself lifeline. Oko extra. There is a coup d'etat somewhere, and you have the gut to send that particular person as an envoy to go and speak to. Do you think they will take you serious? Definitely. So the message was loud and clear, and there are several instances, several other countries. Akwaya dombo ya kokotu ni also the same thing. Alpha condemning as a form wako first time, wako second term, extended the constitution because not anybody be over that authority and power. Sometimes, you know, these are sovereign countries. Won't mean for so no end yet. But you see, the reason why we form these alliances and cooperation is to be able to guide you with certain baseline principles. We know say these are the red lines. Ukoma, there are severe sanctions and near my guha a bit me deter. But when countries realize, oh, ECOWAS no cry a white elephant for so be and after all, you me free my day, because the economic cooperation among member states where there will be free flow of goods and services around our borders, you know, and Koso. And now we are what Ghana now person wouldn't be Africa digra, then chance I will know be China and then as a for digra. Because that economic cooperation in your mind and a political is a music and so here can a man for a faso a book democratic rule komu and nobody is coming out with any consequences for Biana, then members will feel emboldened. Neko was no crowd be free, man. What is the worst that can happen? You understand? So I think that is the reason why these countries, you know, I go on that particular way. And Abra Kunusi, and as a mother body, no, now we were expecting say you see a certain tone via. That particular way, say, try to bring these people on board, have some kind of friendly discussions with them because see. You have the right to transit into democratic, your friend say, rule as a forum. But we also saw that particular hostile, your friend say, attempt by ECOWAS. At some point, they were even deliberating, say, a soldier for air court, sa minus so. And no man penny na why you could not na you too no free. You see, some of these things were just childish, your friend saying, options and alternatives that ECOWAS was actually preempting to take. In the end, you know, ninyina nkwa nkosi aga ena ene eba ya ababeduru say these countries who said there is nothing that ECOWAS can do, and their membership na nkasa no kra no represented nothing socially or offer nothing politically. There is absolutely nothing politically. No, it doesn't benefit them because after all, being a member of ECOWAS over these years, you know, me tenase na me counting me gains, na me counting me losses, and if I'm unable to do anything, watch it. Getting out of it, you know, me lose share. And I think that's the reason why these things are happening, and they are very dangerous. You see, now no make cultural business. I heard the geopolitical arena in there. There are emerging forces, and then the unipolar power. Now, man, for say the people are calling say duopoly. Some are even your friends say tripoly. China, Russia, America. These countries are looking for allies. Then I say for them. So such sharp breaks within our ranks, you know, will definitely draw these people in.
Okay.
Go back and check how China Atimia infiltrated deep into Africa. And the kind of ties they've been able to build with some countries. And who said the Wagner Group, some terrorist organization within Russia Federation, and sometimes they were within your friend say Africa. I want to know or more boss some of the countries who buying. They were invited by these guys. So Africa as a territory, you know, the partition now, of course, and they are coming back, sharing Africa among the global superpowers because they know say we have the your friend say the natural resources in as for them. Say your banner or number for me. Alliance we will get Niger quite recently Wagner Group no buy no. Are you aware say I want to know mood or supervise gold need to win as a phone now? And do you think they will go free? That's a phone. So some of these sharp division among ourselves, no, and to me why Oko Wester. Look at how America and the Western allies have been able to, you know, cooperate or more benefited. They are dominating the world and now call Russia to see our national start here build the alliance with the colleagues and then as a forum because that is the only way. Recently we had this BRICS. And also ever up. Ninyina economic organization people are just trying to put together a certain united front. I'll bet me a push it through to get whatever that they want. Africa, you see lessons. You see yourself free when you know as a continent. Yeah, so rich. We have all that at stake. So what now where the Africa your land size? I do know that Africa is 3 times bigger than the whole of Europe.
Yeah.
Are you aware?
Bigger.
3 times bigger than Europe. When they come to natural resources, they don't even have half because Europe are some of the humanity so.
Yeah.
And then when they come to human resource, the whole world, there is no single country when it comes to your friends saying human resources are because country the whole world our fertility rate are high.
Yeah.
1 woman averagely 7 children. You can imagine. But what do we see?
Niger for no.
That is the point I'm coming. One of my wanting to be share crack to an opian idea or sort of ton idea and what besides Accra 18 years or ton idea the aqua. But there is no future for that person in his country. When that country is blessed with abundant natural resources, and that's for them. So ECOWAS, dear Ben, what me a massa, and no share crab on things, so no beside ECOWAS. They don't even have anything to tell you. Because there is nothing sensible. I will be a bit me as I say ECOWAS intervention in near my oye yentino. Yes, so they are benefiting here. And I think sir, it's a lesson. People need to sit back. It's not a matter of President Mahama engaging them and then bringing them on board. It is about addressing the fundamental issues now. That has to be addressed. I'm some member state I lose faith in the ECOWAS. I'm some member state any trust our institution. How do we bring that particular team back? Now share your focus. How members will benefit. Now so organization now watch it sometimes losing the membership. One can say we show me boy. But who knows that organization you be free man. So ordinary, you know, you expect that these countries when ECOWAS more free, no makopacho. But there are very people withdrawing. It means that they don't see any benefit being part of the organization. You understand? So me, it's not about going to talk to them to bring them back. No, it is about addressing the fundamental issues. Now our grounds now some of these things. How resources, both natural and human, yɛbɛtumi afa kwan bi so turn it into some kind of something good na yɛn so ya benefit na constitutional yɛfɛn sɛ that question na obi asɔre a na wa massage constitution to get away obitumi imprison the political opponent for no apparent reason. There is no upper power be free ba to exert power and influence. We say and this say na way and then for we've seen the UN in recent times ultimately exert certain power and authority. You may say enough, but we see those things and these things are in place just to ensure say your friends in these countries etimi enya some leeway bi yet kroma African leaders are yes some do omo international criminal court yakudi omo sa jail omo. Can you count them? A number of them. But there are other foreign leaders out there ma committing a lot of crimes abroad there ye no high so what so bia kwa gina Hague say you do not semda because some of the superpowers they've not even ratified a treaty. America, you can't invite the American president to come up here because treaty nuclear ratify and then as a forum. So that uniformity is not there. ECOWAS, kwan be na yeso ye fa so ye boy ankasa ye ho ban ama ye hu seba because ye adwen say ye mobra papa na economic bibia ni ho na akoye ye fa say power na as a forum no. Eno na e ma there was a time ECOWAS kwatena ye meeting. Nkokrafo nko an na gu meeting na say meba. We mistake na kofa obi bag na bie ma emenua enuru abehu no mu no che obi o ye pharmacy.
Anthony Akwe. Anthony.
Minia.
Na bibi aboko de.
Nyamina de modache. Me for sure. Mose.
Nyame adom ho ya pa. Ivan Innocent say ECOWAS nkwakрафo no mu committee ase no for bi bag atimi say as a BP adoni no so mana.
Ese ye do ko shefi anko anan. Yeah, do ko shefi.
Asemi.
Na wa boss.
Yeah go.
And yes irenchi peze said I didn't contact them mo kenet ko kasa na mo get them call back na you new NCA boss.
Okay, your platforms in here.
Mo de maka ho.
Your platform in but that issue there me person be discuss you.
Nka say discuss but me can the nam pipeline move ba ho.
Am say am dem ko share that.
NCA and T that say.
And I say so say your man nko. About the aso waju ani so. I don't think say we have an appointment for you.
I mean am ka chonti.
Ya appointment ba dey for
I go fast be ga ko. Onye was secretary to the NCA Director General. Close ready the TV station.
Okay, between stations every. You heard on the all kind news, so I don't say news all kind China but share.
Obi kra bonyum na extra higher pitch and marginal lances.
But the truth of the matter is that NCA means switch off radio station.
Yeah.
Unless the IT for us or whoever to switch off.
Sure.
And yes, I didn't go was ye doom or you or ha. Intina or modern Crawford Bass, hey, Munumu.
As the oldest big akokra muntumi nya.
Oh, ye to me your honum. And the bear say,
and there for Louisa ko.
I go say what you do. I go see what you do.
Oh, so who ye dear.
Yamiadom.
And 29th day of the month, right?
Yes.
Just after soon entering 2025, we are ending there. Yeah.
But January nache.
Time flies.
January nache. And a DNA papa. Some of us school fees. A DNA 1 year DSC papa.
Time and season happens to all.
And
2025 will be an interesting year. Ya chiawa TFO nyina na ade ba ko eda makoma so pa me de ba haye setting up the National Dialogue Forum of the government.
Okay. Economy no dey no.
I mean my interest is the economy.
Okay, and mama fa we so small. Yes, Ghana enter into a deal with official creditors.
I was coming there.
Yeah, for $20-something billion.
Sure.
Relief until 2026.
So my main chairman is Ivan.
ECOWAS for Nkokra for the secretary.
We secretary. So and let me say Ranford say open one of the sharp brains a year Juma de change of government by take it, leave it. You can't take Ivan out. Madam for being the can say a Tom Ribia in politics, Nyan said the Shen Kunieti. You know, Ivan became a force, especially people outside the country, no, will always want to listen to where His Excellency Akufo-Addo was taking Ghana to. You know, I think I'm not here to do lobbying for him, but appointing authority, we have to a bit open their eyes. Ranford, I say so because you see, there are people they became the life wire for the victory. And reward must be given to the reward is due. Take it or leave it. And for me, on any day, Ivan was one of the life wire. He became a critical voice in analysis, in commenting. And these things were done from his pocket. Ofila she been about how.
Yeah.
You know, so let us see to reward people a big ginger the forward march of the cause of the party. Having said that, and for me, I've also said, person living with disabilities. I always say,
I think that as I'm not beauty kind, you know, men na yo until they all can you know.
Osa force no. Osa force no.
Mekano.
They all can you know. Jawo no mama.
Yeah. And you know, is this the other side way?
Vice versa.
So people should know. Say, yes. From the beginning, those times, our platform to platform. That's it, no. It's been a long time.
Ajuma mu no aye no.
Yes.
Obi ehu no. Ajuma mu no aye no obi anim.
Yeah.
Aha, ntino. Ode mani nwie.
Whatever we are.
But
Pacho Wawi.
But me near me person man we come here we come here man no.
Madam come as you know. Now, so Ranford, the intro aspect in here, persons living with disability in being recognized under the government.
Okay.
And Ranford, campaign time, say offer obi deserving, but people living with disability in NDC did a yeoman job.
Yeah.
And in my view, from 2013 to 2017, PWDs were highly recognized. This time around, I'm not seeing it. It's true, Deputy YE CEO is a person with disability, but that is not enough. You are talking about a whole desk for the disability, 276 desks across the country. In terms of population-wise, Ghana, 13.2% of Ghana for did them of either way. So when you reward such category of people, you are blocking certain future votes. Ranford, and one of your biggest fans on Fantima constituency, Jane Amakwesen, Amabenyuado.
Yeah.
As in country, so we are to credit man because of the data in the show.
Metaman.
And Tiama Benyuado is your child.
Metaman.
Osinyam Yadma by March no Wakra.
I see.
O Tuabet now also.
I Wombra.
Wombra. And to them naughty.
Wombra.
So having said that, Charlie, so far so good. I mean, Oshe preparation of government in a year. Ministerial appointment, I'll give the government 99%.
Okay.
On the ministerial, especially involvement of women, involvement of youths, regional balance, pairing young people with old people. The government has done that so well. But be a mesra abandon on friend and interest CEO's appointment because you know why? Most of the ministers are MPs, so more. For most of the time, they will be in parliament.
Okay.
But the CEOs not any ministers, and that will be the interface between the government and the grassroots. And
ministers and
party people at the party can relate.
Okay.
If you appoint a minister on your party, and share have been because the ministers are there for policy aspects or the policy, but the execution comes to the agencies. For example, so far Pablo as a youth minister. He has about 7 to 9 agencies under him.
Okay.
You may not want me now Pablo share every day. But all the 7 to 9 agencies the management team appointment to those places party factor should be key.
Okay.
Because omo na ne party man benya interface nti wan ye careful na okoye mother for all father for all na okukukuru bia de ne kosi baabi a you may end up satisfying certain class of people
Okay.
but eventually no se party ban feel like to be okoshe e free teshi nungwa awoshi enya ablekuma techiman south ba ho a there will be a disconnect between the party and those CEOs. And those CEOs no implement the programs of the ministries, international service, YE, NIP, MASLOC, Scholar Secretariat. Those appointments that must comment is in order because the people put there resonate with the grassroots and the party people. So having said that, I think that for my initial remarks.
Okay. But and yeah, share with that of the economy and the 7 member committee.
Now me bra man into remarks.
Yeah, only I mean share that.
Oh, okay. To be a betum.
Oh, do betum. I shall see ya first round the course.
Oh,
Crowd me a interview about we say tea. Ono there. Shall see a check.
Me the economy in here.
And tea. Young for economy no we are no about.
Ransford who say, let me come to the creditors committee. Bosia bonya de bonnet. And I don't want anybody to say NDC bobosia and yet no. Every government we taxation free where or net source of revenue to cushion with developmental agenda. A borrowing. Now offer every businessman on the there are good and bad debts. Every good debt is a debt as a secure or contractor. And no bit my yeduma to yana hoka. And I always use Commander Sugar Factory in term na 3. Sankan people are buying shares on my Commander Sugar Factory yeduma right from 2017. Nka ba now bosia bia Ghana banji free Exim Bank of India no. Nka internal generated fund revenue in free company no. Nka tuya no hoka creating more additional value chain companies. Yemfa airport term na 3. Airport term na 3 ne from time the last NDC government esi term na 3 be pemon no. Bosia bia banaji and sabani nyentua nwie it is getting close to repayment. That should tell you say enye bosia bo bia na ya de bonnet. The contention among for tade kantia aban yetwa mu ne say a chunk of ne bosia obono entimi nyadwuma ntua ne hoka. And I'll tell you why. This external creditors committee abani oma reach MO you know. I feel no mobile call member countries. Into member country, you met the OC, which is more like the organization for the mother umbrella.
Okay.
Into ABA China, home, Netherlands, home, Belgium, home, US, home. No, only on sign the bigger MOU. I feel now Bible go into the agreement per member country. And it's a 25 billion debt and out there. China, the woman is saying, Netherlands, saying, France, saying, Korea, saying. Once you sort all those things out, and not just a man who to know, we a deferred payment. I can say deferred payment, or the car. But car, would the share will seek as someone to your financial inflow, ne cash flow now. Won't meet all your debt obligation. You can go back to renegotiate. Into what the government now say, Abana call renegotiating a debt payment timeline. Okay. In the timeline, ya twima man say, oh, debt ananke was our service no 2025 no. Ya amount 2 additional year
2026
and pay. And no eba mfaso e wo mu ne say. E ma ban the fiscal space to do other things. Ntinka sika nka e bia nka de beye ahafo kwan, upper east kwan, north east kwan nka de kwa service or debt in 2025 no. They are giving you the space to free that space to for other projects. They mesra ban no ne. Sika bia nanka was or the cost service the debt within this time frame. I am out the fiscal space no. So ye investment apply it into baby a bit material and who can generate scam.
Okay.
And for example, Yanko Cocoa Setter Dr. Randy Abbey, this goes to you. Cocoa Setter has become a cautious way of raising revenue for the government because every year cocoa syndicated loan. I don't know whether said car abana bregu hono or say a service no anytime soon. But the cocoa sector say we make investment each seasonal year now. The returns come within 12 months. Because free be October be cocoa season. Enti say we cocoa road, free fertilizer, agrochemical, mass spraying. Whatever you do in cocoa sector no, within 12 month cycle no, it comes back. Until there was a finance ministry at TRC say the fact that when you are Quenya, am I extended debt payment for the next 24 months, no, is not a guarantee to spend money anyhow. Rather, no, it is incumbent upon government to say, okay, Sankana was saying me 12 billion to China. Near me 24 months to go. He found made me this 12 billion na share. In the next 24 months, no, getting it back to pay, no, a problem on my. Now let me go back to the National Economic Forum now, banner for me, no. Now no me say former finance minister Honorable Amin Anta was taking a position say NDC aban forming National Economic Forum e dey say His Excellency Mahama nim there work economic management no na oni any idea which I totally disagree. You see the reason is this. Omo ya aban adwuma no adentina mo ho aya timika se mo mfa mo certificate mra me validation. Why? Ya fa wo adwuma mu.
Yeah.
Oye teacher ni, oye nurse, oye medical doctor, oye banker, ebia o ADB, NIB, whatever. And I'm say ya ban adwuma no. Oh, wa bien na foot me ba. Ni aba say ye ba be payroll auditing. And he said last 3 months ago do o certificate ba ya sign fabra. Mumisa Ghana for adwuma. Why do they do that? It's for the purpose of validation. And he said aban e de manifesto ba. No ka say me manifesto me am de buy resetting Ghana. But me try say me ba within 120 days no. I'll set up a forum. They will go back to citizenry validation. And to the National Economic Forum or dialogue of the NDC government, no. Run for some fast one say the government is going back to the people to seek the citizenry validation. And what does it do? Run for Ubet Machine Pabon 29th of January 2025. A year later, you may not need to implement that, but you can do it in another way. In NDC are buying in 2024 share, but say, oh, you buy National Apprenticeship Program, Women Development Bank, a Jumera policy, 24-hour economy. They can go back to the point as an aura. So what the National Economic Forum, Dr. Ishmael Jansen, done for me, I see to be a plausible step, number one, to get the participation of the citizenry. So we be said to me, so Esraka say, oh, NDC can 24-hour economy. But sen kaube to me started from the metro, Cape Coast, Sekandi, Takrade, Kumase, Accra, Tamale, Techiman, Sunyang. Pilot it. Ramfobeka Yadeba Kwema free SHS, FAC, continuous chronic challenges. The fact that you're in wholesale. Inti abandon to me and botre any feedback ye.
Okay.
So for me, the National Economic Dialogue NDC about launching through a 7-member committee, is sensible. In fact, a woman say a babema a 24 or more craniama GPRTU 4 gold dealers 4 Obia Sandina number say, is this the way to go? For example, Enramishe Defense Minister Ewone Vertinum, and he was talking about the fight against Galamsey. And I was like, look, the fight against Galamsey is not just about deploying soldiers. You deploy soldiers through Galam stop, wine stop. Still, I didn't stop. So it means that there should be an alternative way that it can be done in a more excellent manner. So in my candid view, Dr. Ishmael Jansen National Dialogue Committee is timely, is meritorious, and enhance the citizenry participation in democracy because I no sanwa. Oh, can't treat me munini say. Emfa ho say me me social contract about what sign dina so to about mama no. I'm coming to you for validation. At the end of the day, say citizen no validate the person we no mo gitum na we ya. It becomes a bona fide property of every member of the country. For example, Yemfa Ora. Ora has come to stay. And so bisa Ghana ni biana among most of the policies of the NDC the Ghana for akoma so operation recover all the loot. But let me tell you, Attorney General Echo for Veteran or emphasize say the government of the NDC may reintroduce the tribunal system. The MPP is trying to create confusion out of it to say, oh, the tribunal system under Rollins and it was more like witch hunting, persecution, etc. But look, so to Ukrum now will be a Abrana His Excellency Kufuado Maye, no two strategy dama. Now within a short period of time, or see mansion or talk as a hodwa, you must begin to audit the financial lifestyle of that person. And the aura na yetrim papa Ghana for assume. So we'll go back to the citizen where they may even tell you where certain hidden assets and property are hiding.
Okay, but before we inform CCS, President Mahama touch it down.
Okay.
From
speak no interim injunction die so. Na even crown say injunction na nyejuma Ranford. So omoji tin say be bobo na interest rate na nka quantity omo de ba eye fofofo no, they are going to raise the interest rate on any amount we borrow. The consequences in say fashion team so sa woko bond marketer bosia bia Ranford obeje no in dollars. And you say o sit na ntimi anye stable. Na obo bosia in dollars a aban bi obesna ba be di wade no. Oh, broker so for you are creating generational indebtedness. Enti aklo hye no maame yam or ye clot of blood ye nyanwo no no. Se ukoso de bosia na bosia na venture into concessional project and no bit metua no ka. You are creating a certain generational indebtedness aban beba aban beko. Ye ba bro bosia na agusro ba ye mro bosia mfa nya niema one a bit metua no ka. The social impact of those borrowing no will make sense to people. And one area on any day I will put for say about 40% of government borrowing must go into the agricultural sector because Ranford say if you cannot grow what you eat, you can't eat what you grow. So what you are buying na niema odi kwa uyem. So when to me one kasa when to me enua e bedroom mebi no de wo be dinado kokra free baby. Let me give you an interesting statistics. I've done a certain research on some commodities all over the world no. Ne value kura wo ho no eso chen cocoa na de bia ye koso no. One, let me start from rice. Run for Selfa rice as a case study. Globally every year 450 billion worth of rice and amount food. $450 billion worth of rice. Tomato $195 billion worth of tomato. Vegetable oil $200 billion. Fruit juice $150 billion. Cassava $100 billion. Sugar cane $80 billion. Maize $90 billion. Pineapple $70 billion. Banana $60 billion. Palm oil $60 billion. Plantain $50 billion. Yam bayre $40 billion. Sorghum $30 billion. Groundnut $20 billion. Soya bean $15 billion. And today from Bloomberg and I'm in your report. Okay. It should tell you say abane ya say you go you focus on agriculture. Near on commercial production. Near be produce rice, tomato, vegetable oil, fruit juice, cassava, maize, sugar cane. The dividend that they be brand mine is immeasurable. They cattle. Musa Dankwa Global Info Analytics. Or the survey be about beto abonting. Na ose selfa afi remittances if freb amanone buy. Now they compare foreign direct investment. Remittances if freb amanone buy, you know. Almost 5 times foreign direct investment. But into Becca say, okay, what is foreign direct investment? Obi wa manone ram for dobe hwe no peso money sika obey investment to Ghana and only FDI. But obi so wo ha what to kwa kodura bruchi. Okodura bruchi no or the scare money fee. The Musa Dam to global go that is do say foreign remittances for 2024 stood at $6.65 billion for Ghana. And we have foreign remittances. Okay. Amount for a woman no mudi scare money fee. 2024 no Ghana for this scare money fee nkwa na ye $6.65 billion. $6.65 billion. Scare amount for the money for bruchi ba Ghana. Yenti ha FDI foreign direct investment or more mubesisi companies on be invest in Ghana no. And only year $1.7 billion. So funny average is almost $5 billion net excess in favor of or more this can money fee no. It is a way you buying and now you can say no. There's more deportation going on in US. Into US are buying a deport ni pa bebre.
Bianco fee.
Some other country may want to follow. Ebana sana foreign remittances na nyana 2024 no. And so Betsy going into 2025. What must say? Yeah. And foreign remittances about 2024 $6.65 billion no. Say I'm not the Trump who yan a gene not waswa
2025 foreign remittances no as we bet about $4 billion. Now, however, no idea ne de company obesisi ahia no mba besisi yetumi kra mo tax waiver tax exemption de me ka kosini say baabi asese ye dru no aban ye otiswe eye ya nkasa ya aban ye de ne bae the minister for foreign affairs I was say ne the ambassador of US to Ghana go into renegotiation. The reason is that Ranford siema ye deporto amanfo begu Ghana ebema unemployment rate no apeja at the civil right at the social vices beba inti the American question say it is true Trump decided to obey deporto amanfo. Is there a way that our government can engage the US administration so that Ghana for bebre no more deportation is where the omo bano you bet market eli say yes let me say it on this show. Foreign remittance sebeba 2025 no it will be less than the year 2024 e ba na san so a aban revenue or pay e de achechire man 2025 no there will be a shortfall.
Okay, maybe so a question we na menko na fi me ne Ivan ento aso honom with regards to OMU aban akosane na ye postpone your debt to billion plus dollars and they next year no arrangement no na ya mo yesika sem ho duma na cons no are we going to pay extra your friend say interest on that money
want to say
and I send a transaction here
a lot of international transaction must pass through parliament.
Okay.
Enti minim ni po jina Ghana na mu sign ye.
Okay.
Whether it was the president himself,
or
chief of staff or finance minister.
So
finance minister sign here we are afen ye ba be call the member country agreement.
All right.
Yentia se ha ye fe bi creditors committee. Ye ka se creditors committee a abra Ghana kwama no ko bo obosan o bond market no. Countries bebre na kan bo mu be to bond no bi. Countries no na e bi free France, e bi free Netherlands, e bi free Belgium, e bi free UK, e bi free Asia wherever. Omo wie no mu nyina aka bo mo te say okay. Ye sika wa be boyebosin no. Ye te CC creditors committee, official creditors committee dia regulate bosin na wa boy no. E na ye kasa no. Sa committee ni nyina ne Ghana ba kwa aksetena dia tum say kana ye de no nya de betumatua ne ne ba ye betua. Ene ne tua mu no. Ya send your friend say the general framework. Afen na Ghana ban ne ankrankre country say what OCC num enti ebi as a Paris Netherlands whatever woman Ghana finance minister is going to engage them. Oh yeah, I'm sure say because I say international engagement, they will lay that paper in parliament. Then parliament will ratify certain agreement. Parliament ratify Vienna went yeah, it may come with certain concomitant effect. Ebi betima ye den. Abri biana official creditors committee and will be going to mother agreement, they can lay claim to your strategic investment. Ebi ye den. Ebi betima your port, or ECG, or water system. Enti agreement where you sign, in as much as it is a good news, there may be other terms and conditions. And every contract be and if it be Obama for that utmost good fit. Abana kwayan shisha say, krata me dem nse sha see no. Sebri we sona mantime ntwa mesika wo semitua. Majapade we ye somburu mutimi ba befa. I take you to Tanzania bisi wo ho. Zambia bisi wo Zambia. Edru me bi ne Zambia no. The Chinese government lay control over most of the strategic asset. And to question our bisa no. Abana to anamon papa but it's not conclusive yet. I was said in the coming days, Ghana, Bama Ghana for who say, deferred agreement na yako sign, what are the explicit terms and conditions? And she understand it here. Number one, you have be condition, certain condition precedent.
Okay.
Condition precedent to say, and sign a mood agreement na tumno, and who baben out the man, the official creditors committee. Number two, member countries ne womuno, agreement ben na no mokwa akoye. And I say, o sense agreement ni wie, na say duration of 24 months no so, na went to me and there's also conditions subsequent. What are the conditions subsequent? Is it to say Ghana went to in 24 months, on bedi your port, on bedi ECG, on bedi VRA, on bedi cocoa board. Government must come clean. Government must not do concealment. I say Ghana buying back clean. No, my Ghana for who say, agreement a yakɔ sign you know say 24 months ni drew na ye default ye indebted and ye ntua terminal 3 omo beje ECG omo beje Commander Sugar Factory omo beje cocoa na ye betia for 2025-2026 no they can lay claim to it. Ranford aban no eni soldi ade we see Ghana for.
Okay.
Government must come clean and then now ye ka say no government must not just pride itself in the fact say you sign agreement. That is not enough. Into one, government should let Ghana for know what were the condition precedent.
Okay.
And yama be na ansa na mo be san no mumienu nyina mogi tum. Don't forget say finance minister act in our interest. Number 2, say can 24 months so ni enye scan tuano in promptitude. What are the conditions subsequent? Finance minister government of Ghana must come open and clean.
The ATM business question here because you know him Bosnia Boa President Kufuor, the former president, and the administration they Ghana focus him. And see I know ya dia. Say o Ghana for ehunu se ne yeko. Now ochina bibi ba yan fa ho so bo anya den. Amebo.
Rafa make answer back control. Meet you. Aban bia a going concern. Going concern in the sense say you knew the challenges there. And now the manifesto way by say and now say one who challenges Nintino. You are coming to reset the country on the premises of jobs, accountability, prosperity. And on the accountability front, it was said by close of the week. The Finance Ministry of Ghana, headed by Dr. Kislato Force, must come clean. Nama Ghana for whom say agreement na yako sign. 1. Condition precedent no enunye. Number 2. Condition subsequent ni ente 24 months drew na nyame mpangu ekoba se Ghana ban ntimi an service an ona ne financial obligation na wo default a eniema ben ne so default o mbeje eye port eye kwan eye nsuo eye nkania ente eba no saa no a GRA Ghana fo etua tom se oh to a ye tue ne se ye ntua ye to ye ne evade avoid taxes. Yet me service a debt in the next 2 years, sir. Ye see Gine cry no. Omit my babeje. Ghana water omit my babeje. But I'm pretty sure, sir, this finance ministry will do the needful. Because you see, so we lead it to me for one thing the government must avoid, Ranford, a concealment. And this are buying charge or the BBA say to me for. I dear back one boy people for an element of concealment. Omoya dia na yo madwin say man ni yo mu fie japade. So in ending no the papa.
Okay.
But bonuma bi berebo bi anso bonuma eden etare ho. Agreement na wa sign no come clean to the people. Magana fo hunu senance share ne tie. So there searchina bi e bi kura na nya na finance minister. Ni are shafo na for ba. Ghana fo miss oh even in 2025 January kura no boy kokko say si entimi entua kan in 2 years time. This will be the consequence thereof.
All right. Bernard Odrotechi, a certified economist, also a member of the NDC, Dasin Padaka School, say and they open the best Wasiru Media Center in Ghana. And Dasin Padaka School na mekan for the mom. You could teacher former Bene, Bano at the Chirimu, Kwanya Faso, a Chiram Kwada, dear Momochro, and social Icha. And trek is in no ekita sa teacher fui school bi ha kwa so be complete syllabus and so akwa ebo achibidin da say na catch dey be make sure so be complete syllabus in answer the final exams no and so timi do yes and so vacation classes yes you have vacation classes for SHS student yes and so foreign courses do na sat to 4 GRE GMAT in an adult education and our phase 1 year wasi a year media and also so between abetro
this conference bastard to a certain extent you might want to say it's a good step because it give you a certain space but and also show the extent of economic situation in Ghana at this point in time prior to the elections and I think now most of the argument that we were making a center on the current state of Ghana's economy. Kwanya abanya faso abobusia sebi yanwene ho all the warning signs were quite clear. So Ghana was descending into the abyss, but these people ain't yet ready to listen to any of the reasonable analysis ne nsema na manfo ka so omo koso bobosia no boya ma could do a pointer now we need to say throw your hands in air and say hey, we've given up, we can't service our debt. But watching my room fi say answer na covid enya mae no World Bank country director sounded the alarm bells at Ghana your debt looking at the trajectory and your economy your debt ain't sustainable and that we needed to do something to remedy the situation. But you play politics with it. What is a finance minister a press conference a bastardize can send COVID by post COVID and I who say indeed Ghana economy was really in a shithole because na jumadia na abanya fato no ho de na ne say ono de abosiana na obo. They were not even focused on generating money internally. Homegrown policies na say nka eba sabe betimi complemented those little things na eba and outside, you know. Those things, you know, were nil. So the whole concentration was focused on say yam bobosia and kenoforata fato no so within a short period of 4 years. Now the gentleman alone I go into the bond market I could raise over $11.2 billion abakroma say. It trigger a whole lot of conversation. COVID buyer, a husika buyer. Then subsequent to that, now there was no way between and the funny aspect of it is do you know say post COVID, Ghana is the second country to declare bankruptcy after Zambia. And Samreno na ya dodge common framework initiative post COVID World Bank ne IMF kabom ka say okay COVID aba ye name the impact. So some of the countries now move facing debt distress, you know. Momra na mo enter into this common framework IMF ne those countries will negotiate on our behalf. And no kwa denye ne yakwatena se akokasa o. These countries will negotiate on our behalf. Sabeya your creditors will give us a briefing space because omunim COVID and the impact. You say a proud nation. Yada young because ya kwa people will say hippic women the idea hoko. So we didn't go until abra ya call 2022 say ya call raise Eurobond to be one more cast you know. That is when Kenoforeta saw the need say encore but that dana ya shut it door no. Then we needed to use other means to enter. And this agreement here ya can once a part of the common framework initiative ya kofa window no. The agreement not proud to say IMF sika no beba no. Now that discussion was going on, but it has been formalized. So it's a discussion that has been going on for so long. And you formalize it through this, your friend saying, MOU understanding with our creditors and so forth. But the funny aspect of it is and resolving the issues, all the issues. Because official creditors committee, you know, Ghana, this time round, you know, bilateral, your friend say creditors, the Paris Club, China, multilaterals, and other commercial space. Yes. There are about 25 countries, and they are in this particular way, involved because the Paris Club, and I think that the amount is somewhere around $1.9 billion. China is 1.7. The multilaterals in the 8.1, and then the other commercial entities in the 3.2, and they are mocha. And say Eurobond. Or one of their commercial creditors, more or less like private institution within a commercial space. Musikano different from way. So when you are negotiating with the creditors, different from your friend is saying, Eurobond, because Eurobond, no floating bond, na private individuals as for no musika bonds and as for. So this discussion, I 2.8 billion relief for this year. No, I feel na abayin samba to aso. None that your friend saying Uncrofono, so what kind of letter no anymore? Bet you say Sassicano say around $2.7 billion. No more in the coming months, you know. You bet me a baggy agreement now, which means a side and side, you know. Nini more be and I think say this particular way, you know, a step in the right direction. Maybe this agreement will inspire those on the other side to also agree with us. No more that particular briefing space and be able to move on. Because until that is done, I'm telling you that there is nothing we can do as a country. Because I will have the amount of money I say the service your debt. Senka Sanyama way you know watch Sika Ejino Chrome when you are coming to Ayakao. Sika Ejino Chrome when you are now be someone say, Quine Ben a new government and all be faso abayen say, but an American as one government changes like this. There is a goodwill. Emma, some investors confidence in that kind of hope. Say, okay, there is a new regime this time round. No, we hope say they will do things differently. Sebeya. Nema ebekoye, and I think that it is at the back of that particular your friend is saying hope, and some of these creditors are coming on board. I more agree with new government hoping say the initiatives na for my yedi go akwamu enti and at this particular committee I can President Mahama Sati Api. The sole focus should be on homegrown policies in the initiative ebetimi still for economic growth internally. Sebaya your reliance on yankobobusia no ebe cut it short because on mind bia ni ho a obobusia gidigidi a wodi beye ya mobusia mfa nyeye ana wo bosiam na say where I just say you can borrow yourself out of a debtor na say bi as a winim dia wo ye because you can't borrow to service a debt and no certain things will get no. We need to institute proper economic measures ebe focus on kasa how ebetimi turn things around ebe hu say enema ekoye because there be a me analysis I tell people say there are countries or more yes enema we yamana ye. So why can't we do the same thing? If I take you back 50 years ago, you know that China was one of the poorest countries. Or Tanzania who said I have the numbers. I can leverage my numbers for economic growth. Because Tanzania who said numbers no even America cry different. Yeah. And this a phone I have a lot of people to buy my phones than America. Just imagine say obia turn away there. Then currency na devalue na yesu no. Or not share that devalue ne there. BOT you can check Chinese yuan as compared to your friend saying American dollar. And do to China, when you see into iPhone, that is a fact. Because the dollar, in terms of dollar win, amount of money ube here and what you converted to get $1,000 to buy iPhone, no, you need to be a billionaire. And you need smartphone. So the only option you have is to buy from China. When you buy, the economy grow. And that is what they are doing. And this, your friends say cars, by issue. Your friends a battery. I'm friend saying this green cars by electronic vehicles, Chinese companies are producing. And over amount, compared to American winner, you have no other option than to buy from your friend the local industries. One, a creative job opportunities, a stable economic growth. So these are initiatives. China, Tanzania, who say me ankasa I can turn my fortunes around based on my number and make sure say me ankasa meye bibi. By hano. You taste for foreign goods, that kind of import, is the reason why we are here. Because in the poultry industry, we carry money to go outside and import and cocoa funuba kroma man for by way. Yet kroma ekra more as at 2022, the over your friends saying $500 million echo abontin koto a more 512. Eba kroma say one country your friends Thailand and over $200 million from Ghana. Now such a country, how can you survive? So this whole initiative, new policies, economic recovery program, must focus on say locally, industries will work again, agriculture will come to life again. Now there are near ya won yankase betimi turn into finished good na ya yetimi aye how betimi feed ya ho na sa reliance ya disika kokra nema no eso katia. Trust me, the economy will bounce, but anya sa na be business as usual said the esikoya the aka nyina ba kasa aban will come and talk, nothing will change because at the end of the day these things grow economy. Very often we do a very narrow argument. We justify aban ba wafa teacher for wafa nurses, wafa doctors. My culture say, sa nyuma no yemfa grow economy. What nurses, doctors, and teachers offer the fans saying third person services. Yeah. And I say because teachers are there to teach the workforce, to equip them with knowledge and the requisite experience needed at the job market. Nurses are there to ensure that the job market workforce will get healthy. Security are there to provide your friends a safe environment for them to work. So if you don't have the workforce, as I knew because you need a workforce that will work day and night to ensure something will grow out of the economy. And to those numbers, those arguments, you can't make it anywhere and say, yeah, buy your fat nurses, yeah, buy your fat doctors. those we know are important there, but they do not grow economy. So I think that the focus should be on industries, agriculture sector. How do we incentivize young people and ensure say we provide them with the machinery and the necessary tools now farming and as for in a larger scale. Okay, a place like California, one person over thousands of acres and as for the machines and as for, and these are rich people outside. So why can't we do the same here when we have lands and then as for them? Yet the man and recently to your politics and people are bold enough to say masi hostel a makaya ye for my yesi a makaya ye for na bisan say kaya ye a bad a byproduct of a staggering unemployment situation that young people are facing in the north. So why don't we focus on addressing those challenges, making sure that young people will have something doing rather than coming here to do kaya ye na mum yakosi hostel amom so munko dem na omodi omo life and so mun kaya ye. You see, these things we cannot continue. So I think that anema we are course within the economic space in no should give us a reason to know say over the years path na ye nam so no affiliate. And we cannot continue this trajectory because there is absolutely nyansa sembia nu ha there ya bobosia to the sense that the last time almost somewhere I think July 2024 now your debt and I'm over bare 722 billion Ghana cedis. Now we sound say how sustainable and this at some point in time IMF no World Bank projections it was around 100 and over in terms of our debt to our GDP. Ya betenanse na ya kofa sa numbers we nyina na ya ba we ye say na ya kan na ya twa ho hia na ya ko I know the real issues na da ho na ya say ya kan ho asem na ya nka ene so we ya proper economic analysis we don't even use GDP anymore because GDP no give you a friend saying some kind of a wider view of economy inside the city here. That is why a man for are dwelling on things like a friend is saying human development index and then as a form because I don't know a focus on individuals. One kasa things like literacy, things like lifespan, how healthy you are, these things. Because these are things that measure the kasa, it give you credible data about how people are feeling within the country. Not GDP. GDP there, some of the things now, how do we even benefit? Because if you go to the larger economic space in this country, the goods and services that are produced in this country, and most of the companies that are doing major transactions in this country are foreign companies. At the end of the day, the monies they gain don't even stay here. So when you do the larger competition in terms of GDP, you have figures. At the end of the day, take out MTN, then you vote that from the free, you South African companies, now you those Indian companies, transact because they are the big businesses in this country. Now, we say locally, they send a city here. So I think that even that one, the focus should also be on the locally. Your friends have manufactured in the way your space, now you how the economy is really doing well and the impact it has on our people. Because our company, I don't know the day they take all their monies outside.
Foreign dominance,
Exactly.
I don't count down my economy.
Yes, young they don't go and do business.
Yeah.
I'm not sorry.
No.
South Africa,
now, or no crack or this guy saying.
Yes.
Business
South Africa for how will be more kesian as for sorry. Oko US or Kwana school diner and a Kohania team
and a Babeso.
Not the Chesensem Hunkwa. A man for Baha or more be a big business, And we also, you see, your work ethics, we need to change and realign them. Unia, there was a time I may call more Biwo, your friend saying Janshi Spinters Road, so. Beauty, do you know, sir? Eduru Sunday na ebumi mama for there.
Okay.
There was a time anopa Sunday anopa mese mepe a draw at a drugstore. Trust me, the whole community, not a single drugstore was open. Obi atum so kwa sorry. So when you live in a society and people have that sick mentality, that country will never grow.
And I just say yenya SD4. so be in TSD for number Sunday anopa.
No, they even going to church for Catholics, for instance, early morning. By 8 signs no up. Sorry, then I say for them. What I say, you see, these are some of the things that we are new goose and man. But the same people go to UK and ask for quarter on them 1 hour. They can the quack and you make penny dollar and ask for. So work actors in that kind of near money in ano. I see a near me to na who say a jumana no. There is a productive output in as a forum. I'm not sure say yet sana krum ha. You bet me a gauge a juma ye. Then the productive way returns a yenya. But no, the amount of money you push it into some of these enterprises in as a forum is so huge. So another day, it's like the country is running at a loss. We are not gaining anything. That is why there are always gaps for us to look for money to finance. Now, my yeti. Budget kra ya come asem afibia no there is a gap to be financed. Sometimes 50 million, sometimes 200 in as for them. These are some of the conversations that I think we need to activate as people.
Okay.
Now you who say you reposition a country in terms of economic trajectory in the path I am so now you turn things around. So industries and that's dominating the conversation.
Okay.
This is the only way to turn Ghana's economy around industries.
Okay.
I even make sure say there are production day, night, amount for a year, Juma, year, Koba. That is the only way. They can politics. Obi I can't just ignore. That is the only way. Now you make sure say major production hub. I will come here amount for air toy and kasa ye nema ya ye produce na sika esa kwa bontene so beto. That is the only way we can turn the economy around.
Okay, Ivan Medase messages kakra ha Paul D say RKB, BOT, and Ivan, you guys are too much. Mesham la 0553 932 631 0553 932 631. Mr. Q, a product a Kunlun for Ena Ediaba. Na Kunlun Ghana Limited. Omadi Mr. Q by a memana do na Nedi Hua Dancie, Tibema dear. Patrol Ebiana or energy level ever form. What ya say? Ebiana immune system and so ever form. Patrol ono no Mr. Kilnibia, a boy ye papa, stress and fatigue. Wedi soon could him opa who name up at the Dijuma DBA and Mr. Kill and now beto. Bora be a tonton ruby or Ghana ha. Fre 0274 0274 139 176 0274 139 176. Goldie Kids say yeah honey a unisex salon nkwadadium what ya say bibi amakase ma oba ahonya kono te senchinam me ma o man form ho fi omtire ho basa amfa nenam fie enti ope baby papa ayubati o ebema ope baby papa bobati oyoba na so pese ko kala tin craft ha akwanya ohonum se Goldie Kids ebesisi oba no kama e dia mawo ye open every day apart from Tuesdays etika nation so your Poku estate main gate no Christian Village Dome Greater Accra has 7 making 0596 008138 0596 008138 Third Eye Care and Vision Center was say maybe say uyubia ohwa ade aya na sebi obre pansa no ahwe wani so yo wisi tipaye etai pawo oti etimi pa what is say ani bo aya na kotrim entu bia woni yade bia no sebi na ni tita pa no na sane ma we say nyina no ewo aniem what you say internet sane ma me boss yi uyubia ofasa ha no bia the Third Eye Care and Vision Center you offer comprehensive eye solutions inticarnation so ebia yemo new glasses advanced one eye papa and bo for more Third Eye Care and Vision Center your skilled optometrist and I sense use some modern technology be ensure say you more
in recent times OPCO back on Ghana to achieve highest metric tonnage of cocoa beans edo toponi.
That's true.
Now I'm not saying it because me bononi. But Attorney General wa bayembona baso.
the state wasted everybody's time for 7 years and over. In a jurisdiction, and all the justices near Attorney General handle case, no, can start charging of causing financial loss to the state. Because the process of the criminal proceedings for 7 years, you know, the financial toll on the economy, you have no idea. Again, the omode Dr. Opunia from you know, any allergy say do agongo afam you know. In sunsanso at the bebra man so be or pass or person or some man or bet thinking you know miensa. Because you may be thinking says are they going to witch hunt and persecute you? Are you be our own person or kind of clearly no? And near my de papa no fair money allergy say do agongo was a clear element of witch hunting and political persecution. Look, we all know say ora yeduma. Makamesnary medini. You see? But yemane koye de do topunibia, an element of witch hunting, persecution, criminalizing people when there was no element of criminality. There is no Ghana to build. Dear lawyer, Attorney General, I give you credence to the fact, say, the MPP government wasted our time, our years, and they were on the mission of clear political propaganda.
Obiako procure fertilizer.
Precisely.
Oswako for Obize make fertilizer no fake.
Now in Bibi.
Enye juma nipa no ba was fertilizer na bojuma pa.
Intelligence amanya say abrana do to puni free so no. Or crown second makumako 1 million.
Wow.
Cutlasses.
Anka be che kokokua for.
I say it was a prosecution no.
Yeah.
You can't touch it.
That's true.
A caveat was issued. So the Attorney General wa ye no. Ye commando. The best under your jurisdiction and watch, you know, the OSP and every state institutional, say UOCO, Financial Intelligence Center, National Intelligence Bureau, which is BNI formerly, no, your magma dispassionately. There shouldn't be element of political persecution. There shouldn't be any color of witch hunting. Masa, so be a real manisika, said the Mrane Kano, Fana Famra Quenso.
No.
Bama Manen Koye say, we cried the around for that you bet me the president.
Yeah.
And yen destroy the carrier ne. Said the bear that in the president didn't to me maso. And look, Ranford come to think about it. Alaji said we are going to go one of the accused person and come and know ye free man. No only Heritage Bank meboa.
Yeah.
Na omo de the case in the gas revoke on the Heritage Bank license. Emma Ghana bank tran the sikaso.
You're right.
I think over 100 billion or so. It's a certain amount of money. I don't know the actual, but around 450 million Ghana to 1 billion Ghana cedi. Mr. Ghana by said the guy can now file a judgment debt case against the government of Ghana. What do you say? Because almost in the case now they work court no, and they revoke the Heritage Bank license. And according to Mremono, the very door where we need case, it means say. The premise is be a Ghana banjina so the revoke on the license no is untenable and it cannot stand in the face of the law. And it may be so. See, alleged said we're going to go sorry. No petition Ghana ban said revoke my Heritage Bank license. Oh my me boka. Me file judgment debt case against the government of Ghana. Who loses? It is the state. It is a state. Yeah. Until was Attorney General, former Attorney General say no. That be I say I didn't buy charging me causing financial loss to the state. Having said that, no. When you so called baby na say dua kwakua na sitina say wu ade chia ntekuma ntena say ntonko. Every appointee under this current government must also realize say bibi da wanim. The aura must be a two-sword affair. The aura must not seem to be only targeting previous government, but the aura in it quest to deliver real justice and to recover looted amount, cash, land, whatever. No, we must also target our own. Nti ministers, CEOs, ambassadors, board members, presidential staffers under the current government, no. Ora na abano amba ma MPP from Komatwemo. Because Ransford, so ye deacon or ye elder. Now kwa Sunday mu ko preachi say dwoma monye. Ni ye be na obaba e twi Caesar or twi shisha some kind of shisha. Obi no obeje unyam sem na tom. Nti always no you must make sure your home is clean. And the American manual say, they are told to open, it must be a lesson to all current appointees. say dwumade bi e de ahye wonsa say ye MPA say ye cocoa board say ye YEA say youth minister say ye finance minister no know that there's another government watching you. That government can be this government or future government. And for me, nka make yebe to me ora na ye adwuma no ye placing more lens on current appointees. Omo the law will deal with them. If they misappropriated fund, embezzle funds, stolen, they stole lands, whatever, the law will deal with them. But set me checkmate ye na corruption buffum, embezzlement buffum, misapplication buffum, looting of asset buffum. Ranford, this government will end up to be one of the best under the Fourth Republic.
All right. Ivan, your family is also not for you, sorry.
Yeah, I think that not BOTS. I think that there is something that we need to caution ourselves, because I don't see why your more be appointment. You see this fanfare, your GNE, that kind of jubilation, giddy. Maybe a mariner do know things are different. No, that is why I told you, sir. Governance is a public enterprise. Yeah. Citizens are at stake. They are watching everyone with bullseye. So I think, sir, we should be focused on the mandate that has been given to us to deliver. Because at the end of the day, Ghana are not going to forgive. And there wouldn't be anything to justify why we failed or we didn't fail. Trust in Ghana are committed to president, unwavering, absolute. And I think that focus as a driver, whatever thing that we do. Because in the past, say I can say, Oba no the day, consequences be anywhere. If you're able to create a certain conventional deterrence, na man for who say don't say bad mind or mind sikam a whole consequence in here. Yeah, did you want any show on sakra na ehubeba mu enya nijie. Pam white nkwada so dem nkwada nyame ase say ya me DC. Because me ba be wia and there are no consequences. So I think that these are some of the things that we need to quash, because this victory party and say for them in government when say there are repercussions when something goes wrong. I think we need to do sober reflection. What our priorities are.
Party loses,
exactly, and no party is going to be in power forever. I could find 8 years out of you. I think we should be guided. Now this whole jubilation and as if I think we need to cut it, because I'm fanfare. Parliament. I think we need to democracy try to be able to sanitizing institutions and make it better. And let me who Oliver appear before the committee and as for some yes or no ankasaja to say only evidence or pacha on as for them. And watch it in recent times you've seen a lot of public attack across our parliament and as for them. You see, you might think that a man for any in this parliament, but we may also have to look at the other side of it. This is an institution. Democracy is an integral part of our democratic framework na isi wono. But why say consistently parliament abaye a subject of public bastardization or be a bastardized? Why? Because neema baako na mienu a ekoso within the house to me uphold that trust and the respect that the house deserves. And it's the reason why, for instance, besin I'm unable to explain why you ever go into elections in 2020. Now you boni patuo. Now for 4 good years, Parliament are representative of the people. No anti-miam for IGP, and I want to be to question why such killings happened. So another day, when such things happen, when you have power to do so, amount for confidence and trust in the institution will wane considerably. Amount for and make echo as a semno. Yamao jumedie na amount for the money too. So obey dear. Now who deliver below the belt, you lose your respect. And in recent times, we've also seen commentary from some honorable members within the house. Kwaya mofaso mokasa, kwaya mofaso mo engage others in as for them. Most of it are unparliamentary. And any idea inspire respect. My man for bebu. Now why would your house no move? Do you expect somebody to respect you? So I think there is something that they need to take critically. Now omoniama no moye no omu redeem the image of parliament. It must start from within, because there are some people within the house. Omokasa ane niama omoye no unparliamentary and signal respect, and then respect a mirror reflection. What you give in is what you get. You say, won't mean for some pinti when now unkojina your friend say I should share him now expect to say your face will be black It's not possible, you understand? So I think image, if they want to redeem the image of parliament, they need to purge it from within, start from within, and make sure the prefix we use for them honorable, they fit that description, they live by the standard of that prescription before ever inspire people outside to show you respect. Respect any other turn the market, we draw, we earn from people. You need to work for it. You understand? So I think that this whole thing, I try to turn parliament, into some kind of a revenge theater. Winnie and then Oliver by in some kind of fire condemn it, but you could see clearly say people were just up for a pound of flesh. Say nyano. So you can't turn such an institution into a theater of revenge. Waba, man, who's another one? Cause you say a free woman be something castle. Yes, or some altercation with your friends. Another prayer. You see, quite a fast way because almost say wakasa parliamentary way. You see the word micro minority. Then as for them, the word micro minority is a description you can use to describe a size of a thing.
Yes.
You can't take away that thing from her and to describe her as a micro minority because you have power to search her or to force people to appear before you. You don't abuse that authority and be hauling people just like that. Because and some can Japan kind of kroma but some na parliament and no more had they saw it, and there are several other course within the house where they didn't act in the face of all these things. So like I'm saying, the parliament is so prove Ghana for taking it serious. Or no ankasa young page na ho. Now live by their own standards. No Ghana for who said they really deserve the respect they are asking. Ayantia Kromana, your friends say in the night of your friends say 8th parliament, you who they see some of the parliamentary members in the air for paper raining as a foreign the processes as a for there was a military invasion and as a foreign Sandema way in our Koswa amount for a show and people what they see is what inspired their conviction and how they see you. You cannot force people to respect you. We understand the constitutional prescription, the aura and the authority placed on parliament, but you should know, sir, these are individuals with different orientation, how they see things. But we are here, people are reading, people are learning. You can't just use your power to muzzle people. Say, men are me watching, men are me host, anti-force me. When you know things you're doing, and inspire respect. I think there is a caution to parliament, and who said there is the need for them to rebuild their image, because that image, is broken, it's started. People don't have respect for them anymore because of some of the name and mekan election killings, one of them. When they have power, how many people now police say parliamentary committee does send to force these people to appear before them, and several other things you can sit here and mention. You see, you building democracy. You know, say the foundational way democracy need so institutions. We want institutions to be strong, robust, and be fair and firm and resolute. But at some point in time, if it become clear, so what veer off from that particular way now, remember you cannot force people. And then I'll call social media and they are more look at the way Ghanaian street parliament. One monitors are there, no. Abra Saro in issue by drop the chamber. Go and look at comment. These are the raw perception people have about you because of the way you live your life there. I think we need to send a signal, a message to people. Say we are honorable members and we are living by those standards. You don't live dishonorable life and expect people to treat you as an honorable. Okay. That will never happen. So they need to purge themselves from within and draw that respect from Ghanaian because you can't force people to respect you.
Okay, may say Oko Parliament sitting Koso na minority oppose the approval of Ama Kofibua over Honorable Ayarga. Yeah, honor leader. Ebenezer. Ivan, before say you have a cost substantive way, no mean bisau, and exactly 30 days. John Dramani Mahama Yedin AC so. So far, who saying?
They do come a mencha na mencha what here for na mencha ubia or share we. I think that 30 days into new government. So far so good because near mana or can't say
the first 120 days of Bayano. I think that much of it has been taken care of so far. And Adeba Kwana Ghana for Shanimu has to do with the bloated size of government. And the promise was to cut down the size of government. I think that particular promise has been delivered.
Okay.
And ministers assisted. I've listened to a lot of arguments from different people as to whether say what cost-cutting effect or not. But my cousin, whichever way you analyze and look at it, now the amount of money we spend on individuals are clearly a choice that the state is going to pocket some significant funds are relocated to other areas. There is this thing that is trending on social media. The SIC boss now or say Onkono. So we hear your friends say amount of money involved, clothing allowances near one person entitled to in this country. Clearly, you could see say be a more dama na de bekasha because
you're more dama
to mean sasa near my way and farmer one individual because or a CEO. Now a lot of people out there are suffering. Amount for your national service near almost 700 Ghana cities. Now will be clothing allowance, entertainment allowance, can pay about 10 national service personnel. Clearly, it shows that we are not thinking straight as individuals. And why am I not born? Because of the greed of those in power. Because Obia person or satisfying an individual is entitled to over 70,000 Ghana cedi. Your friends say a salary, and the gap between those at the top sabi human crown more grounds no more now her salary at the average Ghanaian is taking explaining the disparity in terms of the economic growth and as for them. So I think some of these things now government are very bold or cut down the size of government, will definitely know a bit me at a cost, so now my culture say beside everything, so no. A sound was symbolic effect because now one of the concerns and I Ghana for a raise and all cut it down size, actually say government are heeded to that particular call from Ghanaians and then as a forum and personnel are do more about buying more. I can't say much about it because and about cultures and when people are in opposition, they are different people altogether. When they get into power, it's a different ball game altogether. So I'm not going to judge somebody based on the other, but now I will judge people based on what they are doing when they get there. That is the most important thing. That is why I find it so hard to understand why people will go on social media jubilate because we've been given position that kind of we need to focus on the mandate that has been given to us, how we are going to deliver, because I've told you it's a Herculean task that has been handed to whoever, and we need to make sure or more people go contrary to established rules and regulations, will face the consequences. That is why we need to establish that conventional deterrence as a framework where government official now former. These are the consequences that will guard people, and I think that they will work within a certain frame. And aside that, I think there is wouldn't be much to say about. And I know about Kwamba has to do with the Western Central Regional Tour.
Okay.
I one marketer that was started in the previous administration. President Mahama has made a clear commitment that he will make sure that particular project will be completed. I'm told that the old contractor was called upon and he was given assurance that he should continue. And Sanema when Indian Sadia as a yes going forward because a Bambi started project one kodo a wura and also one could pa and ordinary sika ye a Ghana for a sika a be a taxes a be a bossing and yakwa they started that particular project. So we are buying us a wuti fear. There is no reasonable justification to abandon such project. Now won't starting new one. Ye who the neck also our new at DBS. Abrana the previous government na kwaje asase na all sports stadium. Olusu power na MPP buy na almost baby a site na wona na almost kwaje another site almost sports stadium. Na obi say sika no ya wo ma mesika na akobre na wunya ya. Menye so obi bia betim de ye sa se be ensem hunu no. But anam say o man na de na panyini bia na oni o man at the time ntino. These people did these things and in the end the two stadium no bia no wa etimi wie ye. Yehu de course or sagleme project I say sika no mo gye so mo di si adan no anso entino they need to account for it. You see adan no our lifespan se nipa no mu see dan na so mo di sika so mo aye dan yo e dan no once esi ho no you need to put it to good use and make sure say subsequent checks be as we bia no because dan no nipa timo nipa ntimo. If you want to check anything for corruption, you can still go ahead to do it. But unfortunately, we had a very clueless, unintelligent government that sat down in this country for 8 good years. And we are share ye. I'm a saglime project, you know, a rotte right in front of us. And then, okwa building na, dodo na, nyama na ewum, dodo na saying, abra obesi, awefra baemu, then ye decided to sell it to a private individual. And that's how a canon as for a cost was agreement. So that is why I'm saying, say, if the previous government was accusing or musi dinos for causing financial loss to the state, yeah, or their act, you know, foolishly, no, a cause of financial loss to the state. So I think that Sanyama winning and as yet why people took those decisions, the cost involved, and how our atmosphere affected with the people. No, the people of this country must be interested. Sabaya, you bet him the red lines be a sign. Ho, Sabaya, we are buying now bar. You will be compelled to complete project. Or be started here. You who dear call our Afari Hospital, state of the art medical village. A buying I established it. Kumase. As Andiaman was going to benefit the people of Kumasi, and say about to a motto majority now a vote for the MPP. And this way, our banners a winning Yansa Krana, Anya Shin, you know, says Afari Air Hospital near we are. The Kumasi people will benefit. The Kufado government sat down in this country for 8 good years, abandoned that particular project, and now call her. Neman, I'm told, say. Edu baby no na health minister son near my hot the private hospitals and then as a form the Afari hospital no am benefiting obia. So and now we new government no show commitment said the previous project no more year no obeto so I think say we need to pat his back and give him the support and assurance to go ahead. Na yenye because anema we nyina be boa Ghana for ye wiram fi kra no beka e-blocks. Okay. E dia ka nwuram at some point in time na government and your friends at school for go green, go red, go this. Now you said the major challenge has to do with the infrastructural deficit and war in our schools. Government was priding itself. So, oh, yeah, the free SHS aba and Kranobeko school or more dorsal. But obia we a reasonable person bia you understand policy bia you know say whenever you open the floodgate it is free, the numbers will expand. Right, okay. And definitely no, it's going to put pressure on those who be going to tertiary when they complete. Abino anhunyan sase sabi tertiary kwan ye expand because obi we secondary school tertiary makato say yenko no nsuo so na yenko ro asore dem yenko no tertiary institution, so you need to factor it as a policy we now we to know say you build those systems there. Sabian Kran expansion, you are not going to put pressure on Legon, you are not going to put pressure on UCC and other universities when you know say accommodation itself is an issue. And oh yeah, University of Ghana student now you be a porter no tumna sa wo pay rumor. So we mistake we delay 1 minute to crowd nya baby na. That's right. That is a problem. So sa nema we nyina yang to ye nian. So I think that these are nema as a approach na you making sure say you bet me a certain legal framework be a regulate some of these things. Now you attach consequences to it. So we are buying over. Now say you sit aloof and watch state. Your friends a project. Then near be say to essay because you think then you're not starting yet. There must be consequences, and we the people should be interested and make sure say people who do that are penalized. Aside penalizing them during elections, you know. There must be also a way making sure that we force and compel people to do the right thing because at the end of the day, no, Nippon or Quatinanche, no, and you're in the sofa. And the people. So far, so good. I think that the government is on right track, and I'm just hoping, say, they will go the way they are going. Because whenever you are in opposition, we are seeing in our team, in our part of the world, the very moment Nippon power pet. Common sense has a way of getting lost. So people begin to do things in a way and sometimes you begin to wonder. I just wish that things will continue this way. And never nana yeka in the past, issues like Galamsey, issues like constitution, which the president has really set up a committee or more working on it. Critical issues. The last time I catch out about when it comes if you come to the social realm. One major issue affecting people in Accra now. We a young person has to do with renting. Say, your friends a house owner and a landlord, you cannot take more than 6 months from people. but people are taking 2 years advance. And then as for one Emra Okruma, we need a proper framework to be able to restructure some of these things and make sure say state may register. Then are free. There must be meaning red control if they have a system to do this thing, so that people will not even rent room directly from your friends, a landlord. But there should be a system. I bet me check this not governments bet me add taxes on those things. Sabi bet me monitoring as for but and system no sabi nipan tenase nwene nko achiri no some of these avenues can generate a lot of money because people rent room to people, they pocket the money, they decide to charge whichever amount they want.
Tax on them.
No, but if we give this thing to a regulatory agency, determine prices and amount how the person is going to pay it, I think that formalizing these things, it will create employment for some people, because there will be people who will be moving in to check on some of these things. And at the end of the day, we can even deal with the unemployment situation. So I think the government must be ready to set up a thinking shop.
To set up
a thinking shop where people will convey, express ideas, and government will be willing to tap into some of these things. But power ni nyamba penny a build the wall around us. A few people within the circles no kwana have access to power decide. So I know the day what team nani pano mo pia ho hia no nim nyansa. I know the day you see the whole government. That is it. That is exactly what happened in Akufo-Addo's administration. Few people, the whole governance structure be like a snake pit. People were fighting for survival. People who were close, and yanso your power no you need to please the king. So Obia ye the obey beer to catch the king's eye.
Nanado yasa or hini that you to be man pa.
Yes. And a praise singing bootlickers, hallelujah choruses, tembia yen singing the praises to the to the Lord. And that is why we are here. So I think that going forward, the government should be very accommodative. Not only amenable to criticisms, reason and wisdom and alternative ideas being expressed by people. It doesn't matter whether the person is MPP, CPP, or whatever. As long as Ghana or your Ghana need we need to factor, because my culture said governance is a public enterprise. Wisdom and nibaku team. You need to avail yourself to be able to get exposed to some of these things. Now build the wall around you. I know the day, you'll be living in an island. Nobody will take you serious.
That's
a time will come. You realize what disconnects you from the people. You'll be sitting somewhere and the people will be somewhere. That is exactly what happened in the Akufo-Addo administration. That people thought because Alaska, it got to a point, everybody are folding their arms and you're watching the government from a distance. We weren't part of it. But government, you lose your power the very day citizens a disconnected trust and confidence in what you're doing. They're just watching you to fail. And I think that is what we're expecting. Then next issue.
Anyone member. Right. I'm live on the radio on 2.3. Mitra Mewaba. Now if you got the graph to her, none so share my first 30 days in office. Maybe I see here.
Minua, afei ma menka me wura mu mu aso ahunu a menyae wo Safari Valley Eco Park in Trail. Emra ye du rock pe, akwantifo akwankyerefo a won ho akokwa agye yen de yemfa akwan a ye befa so nya so ahunu mu na ngye yie. Na wura mu mu ne twa ye ho hia fiti mra ye wura pa ye no. Ye humo bi te se zebra, sable antelopes, crown cranes, mara, silky chicken, emus, wallabies, deer, ponko, ene mo pi na ye ntumi nkan po. Akwantifo akwankyerefo no kan wura mu mu no won ne ye, ne sanya woni won dinkita hunu nsem pi kire yen. Me baba ni ma aduane mpo na dadamfo pa ni zebra no ya
baby ona ma okọ no nyame die ba kodu so pepepe Alaska no kuro wo mu ne se wo hwe de anamo aye papa yi sesele John Dramani ma etu ene bosha aye she Ghana fo a de aye significant aye very major ene de minwa aba Ivan eka ho asem se ye di e bosha
FM 92.3
nipa dodo na president ka so be hia so no me ejuma no obehwe se embu edunsia
emu eduosia
sorry that is 16 embu anyame ncha de
abeka ho asem say institutions are losing the mojo that respect in the ho engender trust and confidence. So the SAA is to rebuild these things because these are the foundational institutions that anchor your democracy. We lose these institutions, we lose our democracy. But we pretend we are practicing democracy when in reality, this is not democracy. People just do anything and get away with it. I think we need to engage the public and say this whole thing, everyone is involved. Captain, it's one assignment I want to give it to you. You see, President Eka say investigation. Captain, whatever be the investigation, this is a public interest case. Wherever the investigation the people must be updated. People must know what is going on. It cannot just be a investigation, we forgot about it. Because the level of impunity some of these things are creating, we cannot just let it go. We've had similar cases in the past and nobody talk about it. So the mere fact that you can see a investigation, we see the why the investigation, because nobody has updated anybody on any of these instances. Now know who they see or in Suatre. You saw how somebody born match. You see, because like we society na team we don't value life. So anybody can just do anything away and get away with it. In recent time, nipa yaku mo kruma, one who say you holding responsible. Some no gidi media the camera no. I think government need to show real commitment and prove to us this Obuasi case will not go or will be swept under the carpet. People want to see society, then it is no different from what we had previously because one reason I did to Akufo-Addo and say you couldn't pa on your shame for no me and no Twitter crown Titi on Kakwasem. That is why we voted for a regime change. Now this has come. Yes, it's good the president has saying set a stage for investigation, but the public must be updated whatever that is going on. We can't be kept in the dark because governance and your court and your saying Bosoma no Sumase a public enterprise. Everybody has a stake and people must know what is happening. And that is the message I'm sending across.
All right. Ukonia online Felix Enima editor Onia online actual Baby about the menu Ivan Kayano or say Plateau's folder. Dear Member of Parliament, do you think you deserve the honorable title? Now, okay, the other Felix actual I publish you online now. I think sir, every single member of Parliament. We should have to say Pontius Pilate kura. You da dear channel to hona kona kokain. Honorable da fiama ponso a tweet sir Nehuano. Maybe I Huano one or Hua. I didn't now say Shwaya Mobo. Na the Ninia Empinikai no. Ne show bi an kodi obi a ho se ne wa oh no there na wosre o se ne ho a en kodi obi a ho ti ninua empini nim se ne show ani obi a ho ti da fia ma post ne ho wa do no wa da fia ma po no one Norbert
Captain.
Hey, me nua ba teacher ni no a obetena ha no wen de obodua no. Ofina ko nya so tena from na ni abresa.
Naomi o hwe bia Nad Abna no Captain hwehwe.
Now ma feel pa ti ma me hu why.
O chia o de bia. Ka wasa. Captain nsam ne de anu enyan. Me edru ba bia coming from semi background here education no say enkoda ye niam si affairs no ye pe adokesi bi twama na wado na ya say afa kwan bi so apa na hyew e de aka ho e bi mo correct me cause suspension na omo ye de omo afa kwan bi so. So what is preventing them? So there were police officers invited into that particular chamber, and they were there. Until Omani Huna said,
Another say no police service no have been reduced to a point say or more change sabi aboa a senior mwenu. It is very unfortunate. Me hwesa saade we besi never serve as deterrent because enkoda tifie ehwe. Na no what say what the parliamentarians behavior omodi to dwa dia. Hwe ene akora na ode sekan ebo ne yonko school ni no. Ene omodi na omogro. Because honorable members pa yakamu abuma to abamamu se munko na munko represent here. Now there are laid down regulations in parliament. So over procedures ni nyina so na sa anya adwuma. The last option left for you is to either boycott or walk out. Sure. So if you go beyond say what doing sabi I'm click na say uja no wachi na you go beyond this there. You have to be treated as a normal person, every single normal person.
Jane dear, either so no abe resign and say be pam no. Na mahama nyeso a ye asoso ye be kire ndisi fo nyansa okrum ha. Cause ade bi a shoutout say na wo mo say why no. We were at times 3 million. Until no beko. Whoever becomes the EC chair, obey issue certificate, I'm a due patriotic front. NPF.
That is when they refuse to reorganize themselves.
Whether they refuse or not, that political party will be registered.
And yet is Afafanto.
And Sani Pada war Ashanti region now more Afafanto political party. I'll mistake, you don't know.
Oh, Samum.
Yes.
Okay. A movement.
A movement.
Wow.
Movement to be a head office will be there. It's say a movie.
We move with you. If you are not
if you are not there, we are not with you.
Okay. Okay.
To say Alan started political party no in your base was Ashanti region and come cause serious havoc. Yeah. And a 2 million voters now anchor to Abano. A MP before I said that so be omu diagro. Says 2 million now woman ko to Abano ko to ya. Can people be 18%? Madam Kachero. Enipa na ankoto aba no won omuhu MPP bombo say we dey enkoto man this kra tm sakomo koto ya kaba mi obenya 18%.
Almost omode sa we na to ho omode call 2028
ti asama na poka kire was it TV3 reporter na Joy FM reporter.
Yeah.
Or say, what's the memory of Santi? My first Santi vote number. Or master, not the wa shiba, or to say that. Or say, by me, telling you, not in tough of vote to the buy.
Captain, who is that? Politics, yeah. Posturing, I very, very important.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, we don't study the politics at a micro level, you know. We don't pay attention to some of these things. So we had the posture of MPP post this defeater. It will tell you that this is a party that is not ready to engage. Because we have a marking, the character, attitude, the posture in order to committee in any minute. You see, this is somebody in front of him is emptiness. There is nothing to hold on to.
Yeah.
So the only way is to cause a scene to be seen relevant on the committee. Yeah. So in doing that, you show more arrogance and Ghanaians become angry the more. Yeah. Interviews are also on the sideline na podium assembly say me catch or kasa boom because obi a wako elections are lose why e bisa say Ashanti vote went to be deliver. You don't accuse somebody but quickly or boom.
There be a person trust about me and you're correct.
So exactly. So that sober reflection you seek, post elections now party never go back, then you engage, you reflect, they don't have. Because arrogance
I feel like
will not permit them to do that. Yes, and this is somebody who was going to be a vice president though. Me say Ghana for you na yen koda nyame ase. Say Baumia me ye fence Napo amaye vice president. Na nka wo beda sori okroma beda sori ne ye kan radio so Napo ye vice president. Abone be na yaye. That tells you how unserious the entire political party Wo beda sori okroma say Ghana ye so vice president Napo. Like how? Captain. And I'm still wondering why mpanimfo more party couldn't see things we were seeing. like council of elders approved. Now because a council of elders, no more cry, no more because as grown men, you were supposed to see this is wrong. But the council of elders couldn't see things. Yakata Yenikwa, you could see said no, this guy is not a presidential material. You don't add him, bringing him no insult to Ghanaians. But at the same arrogance, you got a better part of them, and they think that we were fools. Oh, more kasapa we no more bra. Even post-election, now was suffer defeat.
Yes, they are not sure.
It means that is his character, and nothing can change him.
There is so too for who catch them. So on one I said, on any kind of say, I say on Koma Baumia. Oh no.
Yes, and the Otunfo in that statement was confirming the guy was arrogant. We are smarter, you can analyze it. Yes, and I say, Matisse. Say, or Hennessy what he said. No, yes, he will not mention that in public. But to re-echo and emphasize that or himself who are no correct. So don't go and fall back if you are Wakasame can you say see a man for so 2 4 can you. That was a smart move. So I think that we need to respect people. Now you say governance near Yama Nipa. And the obey Biana people because in 1990 Nippon Nimians Sabina among for Ninti or politics no mudia you no. And now people are watching. You need to do things right. Yeah.
That's why I go. It's all good, Captain. I appreciate my colleagues, my senior colleagues in Omunina, but you see, Mecha would say for new chef for in now and people at this one a swagana for a before I know Ghana for mu on 7 December 2024 no Abano. People are forgetting one thing, say just less than 30 days and I John Dramani Mahama and the NDC won the election and I yaba as government so I think say many are paying Ivan Kasano. The passion is now not the Kasano. New say this one and a Swani now John Mahama Abeyi Efine so he is expecting much to say, but he shouldn't worry. I think say Obuasi case now it was just 19 January where and John Dramani Mahama issue statement in respect of that incident and Omar say investigation. So is him expecting say information and I say investigation will go smoothly within 7 days now. No, it's not possible. I know John Dramani Mahama and I know what if he starts something he will end it well. And John Dramani Mahama, I'm a United as I say a key security a key to his success as the president of Ghana. Just 2 weeks 3 weeks John Dramani Mahama by me talks me visit. The first visit and say Boku and then pay for Kasai because he feels like the security aspects say making sure say na so many are paying Kasano. I think say he is expecting more. John Dramani Mahama will deliver and I know say Ghana for Asem and what kind of because so many Ghanaians are expecting much more for John Dramani Mahama to deliver. And I know for sure John Mahama will deliver. It is just few days, 19th January, and I issue investigation committee say Omonia investigation now Omonfa and Wasemba. And don't forget, say Captain, Galam say and minus illegal miners and Nemanema Yakan Wasem and what Ghana Hano Acho. We have been talking about this issue for the past 2 years, 3 years, so it has been actively in the space. The BIT, and yet just a shallow investigation. And I say report NSA go deep into it because that particular incident is not between the people of Obuasi and the businesses in Obuasi. So it's go beyond just a normal case at SC. So we have to go deep and deep inside it and know the main reason and the main cause and the future issues around it. So for me, I believe in one thing, say train not John Dramani Mahama and making sure say Kofana Wapomu investigation on betimi aye. And yawa Ghana for Abre. Nyama na ekoso abadada muno na enye ade na yobia obi antimi nkasa okasa kura na ye tatao ukasape na ye tatao and amafo ntimi nkasa it is right now no what we want Ghanaians to understand is say kasa no free freedom of speech no in the next 4 years of our government ade bia wo hwe say e chi wadwen mu e wo ya ban mu kasa. We will listen to you and we'll make sure we work towards it. A government should make me believe in one thing. As a president, what is the hallmark as a original? Obia and your citizens have to be free. They have to voice out whatever is worrying them. And that is what we are justifying. The issue of parliament too. I'm all for Kasa and the majority reveal who the minority is. I'm all for end steady here. Yeah, more chance. Me bra penye kasa no say, and kasa 2 hours unlimited. And we had the same chance when we were in opposition, but we utilized it very well to the extent that one who had default. No one talk about it because we were having unlimited as a question time. Yet me bisa question be a PBR. But one who I didn't hear because we asked relevant questions and yes sir. Yeah, you unlimited into that question. No, we were so you clearly know. Obi Abeka say NDC, any MPP, the same. No, totally, we are not the same.
And again, who will be our quarter vetting committee with any man? The line of duty and responsibility, no. Yet to me, a busandi panel questions for one may who said you want to beat me and answer to me. I mean, now what we are hearing is that Ubia in the hell.
Why in the hell?
No, and that story, no, I'll find one day and address it. You know, be a worry industrious woman. You know, man. So the point is that we have members of parliament on high dinder. Member of parliament, but so you try the car on top Ross. Member of Parliament on top singlet. Member of Parliament, why deputy minister on top shirts. On top a man in a hell. No, it's unacceptable. You got some of your idea, but this is unacceptable. It means that you are hiding something. Who worried about me? What did you say? I was worrying him. So where you were living before you got married, who rented that place for you? Who paid for it? The things that you were wearing, the clothes. Who bought them for you? That was a baby talk.
See, I will not to fear a Bushiana Capri Nifi.
No, I mean, at 21, no, I think that, and not there, I disagree. Say, you who bigger before the marriage. Wonderful.
Yeah.
But 4 or 5 years, and no man hell. So, no chimpan and no hell, no worry, no sample, and answer. No, that's wrong. We need to interrogate that portion. They say interrogate the
Sure. Oh, I side with you, Captain. I understand. But you see, what I want us to do is appreciate you. Yeah, Captain. Yeah, Captain.
Before I say, before I say for you.
Then be I am before I say. Yeah, Bocasa. Jamie.
African Frankie.
The cafe,
African Frankie.
No, who got to my 12 o'clock? We need it.
Hey, Ivan.
We need it.
It's called no buy and I was see a cat button. No, so all chance, yes, I know where you are.
So, I mean, no, please.
So, Captain, as Namekano, yeah, appreciating the majority right now. See, yeah, Chrome her, and a year 137. We behave maturely. Not now, your micro. Oh, dear, we can do or run government business without you. We don't care. But you see, a democracy, our mind, and so we have to respect every single person. A man who can say, yeah, man has opportunity. So we respect them as minority. I am more opportunity to say, that freedom. Now, because Omoka and a bit me, I can't be and I say, Ghana. akọ baby a yɛn nyinaa yɛpɛ sɛ yɛde kɔ but you see the small rope a yɛde ma ɔmo yɛn nyinaa appreciate who the NDC is. We had every single opportunity to do the same. We never did it. And you also opportunity to crack. I crash them at any time. I am from we still, in our own wisdom, give them opportunity to do whatever they want to do. See, and then Ghanaians will appreciate it. If today we come to the vetting the processes, no, then you have more opportunity and kasa. Ghanaians will appreciate it because Ghanaians know they have nothing to say. They have nothing to bring home. Because you have more chance, no, over 10 hours chance.
We are not even expecting
exactly.
Because me sorry, I no partner me who say, Omo di sa real to name no, asan akotenase, say Omo ye vetting. You ask yourself, who are they vetting?
Exactly.
And what are they vetting?
Exactly. And see, me what I want to say Ghana for Enya John Dramani Mahama, Nene Abai, GD. It is barely 1 month, and now within this 1 month, let's just say Ghana, so. John Dramani youth are one more positions now, or more at various places now to say yes, these are youth are already dynamic, already some odo any papa, any young any need any babu or mine because we share various sectors now. We need inclusion, we need youth, we need women. Manner John Dramani Mahama, so I'm more appointments now. You say yes, these are people, credible people who can really do the work. We have the men. We don't talk. Men. We don't talk. But me mpaibo and he say ena Ghana for mpaibo and he say nyame ebe shira John Dramani Mahama ama nyama odi ne saba to so bia ebe koyi because enunti na ye yo ha. I was so happy me bra penyi ka say yes ene uko schools mu a enkora edidi emen emo hu say yes the future is with us enkane no yehu ye enkora num gari nsuhye ene nkatenkwan a esaye nsuo wohwe sa nsuo a yedi nkatenkwan a yedi agu ho ama akra edi na wohwe na we ho so all this things yes
ye kan beans edi gu nsuo na edi nsuo agu ho ya mankwada ye noa ye koko no omoya no sugar no milk no nothing na edi ama omo na masa wo share the kind of food that na de mankwara na anu enyan
exactly
me ko me tu mana monko some of the secondary schools enkwara ni bi grade aduana na omusu
just imagine into way
head mistress headmaster at the house obisa na o ka kire say me makura no ana me nkraman kura no se be brothers me mfa aduane we
exactly
so but ya chechere na no aka kire say wunnim na boss no obi hu sada no ya nyi we dia be transfer and they were living with it. This is the reason why there are scandals at SU school mu ha sabi yentimi bie so enka ho asem da and we've lived with this for 8 good years. Ghana for wa abotre
oh Ghana for esa abotre na Ghana for wo any ye ne kabo mu a Ghana for I appreciate John Dramani Mahama second coming na ye demand and I says me makam winner ye winning no ye mfa nye ahwehan sa say na ma ye timu nye de say ye winning. Our purpose is to make sure say Ghana fa into mapa efra. Our purpose is to make sure say micro minority no the next election ever konukra even micro nukra be free even for be because we share power in everything in all the aspects. Meaning say me papa or me brother penny beka asem the NDC has served Ghana so well. We have done in every sector. We have done it and done it well. Yes, we have done it. But the only issue is it's
a fact.
It's a fact. But and then just say yes, so now so any now so but we will make sure we eradicate that now so. All that now so no until that John Dramani Mahama am declare from say what one buy mu. And why be that? Obe ye who say because of money and oba dia obe you free mu. And why be that? On one downfall. Watch it tunda. So if somebody clearly know, you should know say Ghana so. And that is the kind of people the system no. Meaning say the likes of Ivan, this is the time they all have to come home and make sure because every single passion they be every day me who say or they kasano a passion ni fee
Man, you hear the Baba Muso.
Oh, me, we are ready. And I can, we are ready. We ain't saying anymore. Yet me for than 4. Oh, we know that you can't be our friend. Oh, yes.
You know.
Oh, we know already. We know. And we'll make sure when you know high now, because we will do whatever
the first one in Chile. Time nam de man Mahama and sweet vice president away.
Oh,
on 2 coin.
No, meeting some delegations be something.
Say, I didn't as a vice president or what? Senior presidential staff and the share president.
At that particular moment, she was in a meeting. No meeting. I have it here. I can give it to you. She was in a meeting. She was in a meeting. She was in a meeting.
Vice president or the senior president.
Yes, she was in a meeting.
Not even the chief of staff.
She was in a meeting.
Not Oshia Comoros president.
Not Oshia. Offense. And Mark will be. Oshia and Mark will be. So she was in a meeting at that particular time. And senior.
So we didn't know, sir.
Yes.
Comoros president neighbor.
No, we
meeting in question.
No, we need. Say interior minister. There was interior minister. Honorable Muktaka was there with Joyce Bauer.
And yet, airport to Hodian. Yeah, at the Jubilee House.
At the Jubilee House. I think I have to watch that because trust me, we do it. No,
I think, Captain, it could also be say, you know.
I am talking about this one. But I can't want someone there.
Oh, send you see, Captain. It is too early.
That's what I'm saying.
But it's good.
No, I'm not saying it's not good. The vice president knew what they are.
Yes.
I don't have a problem.
And I'm just saying, we are number 4. It's good. You bring all this.
Oh, why do you have to say number 4?
Oh, yes, and then Captain, Mr. Metro, baby. Mr. Metro, baby.
No, I'm not saying.
No. I also want to show you. I also want to show you. I also want to show you.
The vice president to Ohwa. That's a Oshia Ghana for Emakua. There now all year presidential appointment, from the office of chief of staff. Yeah, chief of staff there's a desk at the chief of staff's office.
Sure.
When you now say appointment of the president, appointment of the vice president, the coming in of from other presidents and other important dignitaries,
Sure.
And you'll be responsibility.
Sure.
So at that material moment, now you day a Marco meeting, say vice president you call Shia Ghana Mano. Now you name say Comoros president Bagana. That's my question.
Oh, we know. But I say, smart. Me too. Say these are things that we need, and we allow it. Every time we allow it, but we'll give you evidence. I'm here giving you evidence.
No, I'm not saying so.
Yes, I'm here giving you evidence as well. So, you see, one thing that we want Ghanaians to appreciate is the nominees, the about out. Yeah, appointed John Dramani Mahama, appointed Nkofo Amomwaba. This is a timer. From moving forward, we will let everybody understand the role of each member. John Dramani Mahama, our appointee. We need to educate the people for everybody to know the role. Because everything maybe the reason why we didn't allow her to meet is for a reason. What I say, time I say a check anyhow, Monka, I'm for envoice it out. People should be ready. We should be citizens, not spectators. Captain, and this is the right time we are all ready to do that as well.
I think one thing that is very, very, very important, and whenever government is in power, is communication. Sure. It's one thing under the Fourth Republic. Any government be about power, that is the one thing they miss. Because about no opposition, you see everybody communicating for the party. The very moment power comes, Obiakwaji to me, then they forget about the communication front.
Sure.
Because issues now make assem about your friend Obuasi issue, I am not expecting that by now there will be investigative outcome. I'm saying, sir, this is a public interest case. This is a thing. It generates a lot of concerns and scandals on social media. Ghanaians are part of this governance process. So at any point in time, you must update people so that among people who say, Hana yadru. Governance and your bosom that question them say binum sum we are the outcome about no, it's a process that must be transparent so that people can follow. So at any point in time, besides as a journalist, if an investigation could do per the committee report, per the communication out there, so that we don't tend to forget about it. You understand?
And I think that is what we need to like. If there is clarity, some communication as to why it happened, you will not come and see there because see in an environment where there is a vacuum. Cynicism will build. You understand? There was a time MPB frame and say or no social media handle na. A man for creative amano. Now he's worried or he's going to report to police. And I'm saying you are not serious. This time you are supposed to have an account because there must be an original before there will be what? Fake ones. Now who Nibia? People will create it for you because you have created a vacuum.
No. See, this is from the presidency. President Mahama received President Azali Assoumani of Comoros. This is it. President John Mahama himself.
Therefore,
welcome him
as
himself.
he's saying,
yes.
Let's make sure, say.
Sure.
This
is it. We have. No, you see, we also have to understand, Captain. They are.
No, do you currently have explanation to what Captain?
Yes, this is it.
Yes, now you explain it.
If you have, you explain it.
Yes,
if you don't have it, go and come.
No, this is it. I'm just giving it to you right now. This is it.
Sure. Yendru fire ho kura.
Oh yes, yeah, boja, yeah, more pies over.
But the year can say.
Sure.
BBC na unya who say obi arraise bibia. Say omo chiwu na ye a. Te say the Ivan canon. Tem explanation aba.
Sure.
Obi adwi mada.
Sure.
Yempe akufado achim mafia fo amembo ni.
Oh, there be ni.
Eno yes ah. Ghana fo bufu na hye omumu.
Sure.
Me pedi Ghana ni e ba meka.
Sure.
Ba da Ghana fo do koto ye no ma hu so captain ho be ka asem na ye pese ye kana ma nti ye nkasa. Ghana for no sa na yesu ni ye ba nti ye din na chese ye pra.
Sure. And I'm coming. Also,
nti Matias
yes, me da say.
Nti Matias say.
Me da say.
After we or before we no,
exactly.
President Mahama Ekushia.
Exactly.
Excellent.
That's it. Thank you so much. But also me dem be say Ghana for say Ghana sa Nana Akufo-Addo sunsun boni na ewo numu no ebi ni emu
boy
ebi ni emu
yapo
yen we are ready to serve Ghanaians with every humility bibi ena montiasia mu bisa ebe chechire mu ba sa sunsun fi no sunsun boni no ebi ni John Dramani Mahama mu bakupu ampo otie obi bia and we are ready to listen and to deliver eyeye mu nyina mu mpaibo ene mu investigation no mo say mo mai gina ye to ai ene ye ti ase ye arrogant to the extent say oh tene ye ye cow we want to work with you
so watch it.
Thank you so much
sana de buy
exactly
baby I'm coffee fee no
sure
our platform bi so na
exactly
what does our platform
mo
how many you
me want to you MPP platform so who you makwai hey party ya kwa kati amo no wo do papa da wo
Captain pa
who you make platform so the makwai what problem try
Captain, I think because there is something that I need to say. Who is our TV so our mass deportation that cost our US. Trump, why you not say he has decided that is what he's going to do. You see, the cost however how upsetting it may look, I think that it's a wake up call for to fix the mess. Because Nigeria na man for the two coin. A man for copy bibia babedi. I mean, I will not sit here and blame anybody or say America only papers. I will never blame them. Because situation and circumstances and the push your money. The Trump or sending loud message to countries, especially Africa. Because you come meeting, now president you need to go shop, no top bag almost $50,000. Nessence, I know. Now crying punching and numinsuo, I will not find be a baby. It shows how uncivilized we are as people. So I think that this is a loud message he's sending to African leaders and leaders around the world. Say this is the time for you to fix your mess, and he's cutting aid too. So I'm putting your resources to good use and benefit here. Yaranka say
the patch platform no force no for picture no chile.
Okay.
For your mama picture no Comoros president regional hall chile.
Captain Benewo Kasana no Abena Donu wa frame. Osemen kanchiro say ne line here active.
Okay.
Until after the show over from.
Abedase. Eti President Mahama. Timo more platform no so no. President Mahama Oceano, sa picture na that platform no so no. As to where baby Che Ajimai, maybe Uncle Fafi Baye no. Ajo chere. Tina maboni po de meto platform no so your friend Che Ajimai. Enti
Captain, obey you.
Me catch now. Picture ne waha say President John Dramani Mahama Shia Comoros president no. Honorable Afenyo Markins so one bechirim. Say ono this year obedi 46 years. Ti onyem di 45. It's story ni that His Excellency the President John Dramani Mahama fache. Ono ankasa ne Shia Comoros president nti Che Ajimai ene da ono.
We cry 3 news.
Wo de wo de akire wi.
We 3 news. We 3 news. 3 news.
Wo ankasa omo he.
Okay. We 3 men kan mo ana. 3
da bi men kan.
Okay.
Honorable Afenyo Markins say 45 or 46. Sa asase yantam na ye ka ho asem se ena wakoto asase ne den no oton 25 years ago.
Go explain that.
We tell you nyame me explanation dia me bra na kan na me catch them enti say owo 45 or 46 the birthday nyandru ena ana we enyan 46 the man or to asase no time man or 25 years ago enti mo se monti ase se Afenyo Markins ato asase no or 46 to 25 free mo or to sa asase yantam no 21 years.
Captain, but ono nso ekere say at that 21 years na ye kano. By then or say only sika nti drop out from school no.
Boss.
Now we just what how they say. What how sika when you sika just school fees. But when you sika the to asase.
Smart. Afenyo Markins was 46 years.
Captain.
Or to asase no 25 years ago. No, 21 years.
Captain.
Be than 21 years now we law school. No. Bra. Are you a member of the MPP? in the MPP, they say where we communicate. Are you a member of MPP?
Captain.
He's an MPP man. He's saying that he's 46 years. He bought the land 25 years ago.
Captain,
25 minus 46 is 21.
And he sat on TV and said this.
I know.
Now, any journalist in an interview, no?
What is your? Are you MPP?
No, I'm asking a question.
Captain.
Definitely. He's explaining.
Captain, I will appreciate. Me say me kai advise Bakubia. Me papa eka
Okay.
Or if any events, I like to say scenario.
Papa MPP ni o.
Oh, there be.
I
like to say.
It's almost half to.
I like to say scenario. Asemba ko catch me say oba politics. Now your mount to be in a position be making sure say you serve with integrity. Now ube yelo e kwaya be bia mount e chenko no obobo so serve now 7 years e kwa e bia mount e chenko no obobo a clear example
your father is not MPP.
Sure.
So he's got a different way of communicating properties. We have a way of communicating our properties. The guy is 46. He bought that land at age 21. What is your problem?
When he is unable to pay his school fees.
Cash out! Oh! Cash out! Cash out! Cash out!
Therefore, Lameka said, so change of government magic bia and shadan happens, but Ghana for feeling relief said the menu because there was this charged atmosphere of intimidation and not a hanger around that where you worker, not something go wronger. Won't to me meka. Baby, I will be an car. There is this threat I hang. The likelihood of you being booted out was quite sure. You who are man for being posted to
other places as be all because of the your friend is saying very intimidating atmosphere yet so I think that alone no a relief because you see one thing about humans is that freedom is the most important thing be a cherish the freedom to do things within a certain frame of your friend say reason from being as a force. So you live in an environment where that particular right to do that particular thing is taken away from you. Your being human, no, to a certain extent, is curtailed. So I think and then I'm for that relief. Now it doesn't mean that you will be a coach bisika and as a way. And I think in that particular light, going back to Parliament. Watching that thing on TV, you know, I felt so embarrassed to the extent Wes and Jimin describe it the way I felt seeing those scenes on TV, especially when we say honorable men. You see, let me start by saying Oko Parliament, there are distinguished individuals, omo abo omo bra animunyam ne nema ewo kwan faswa omo yo omo nema and I can sit here and mention names. I know a lot of people when it comes to Nema, you know, these are people over the years and they've been able to chart a particular path or inspire to aspire higher. But unfortunately, you know, I think there's certain miscrimes to be doing so. The integrity of Parliament. I'm not Ghana for a C Parliament in a certain light. You see, in recent times, especially the 8th Parliament in Okemu, some individuals conducted themselves, behavior, course, so then as a foreigner, Ghana, Captain, and leave a certain scar on the conscience of Ghanaians. They see Parliament in a different way.
That's right.
So, but Parliament is seeking to force people to have respect for them. What I'm saying is that there is nowhere in the world that makes me force to be a respect you. Now, na you who saw drag Oliver to appear before the committee. The import of it is what disrespected Parliament. I think the Parliament should call Oliver back and apologize to him. Oh, because they don't deserve the apology he rendered to them. Captain, this is a house. Our holy a gentleman said what disrespect you to come and apologize a day after that particular thing I heard with TV. So you want extra mile to disgrace and embarrass yourself in the manner that we saw. So another day, the question is that respect now you seek from people, no? Do you think you deserve it? That is why some of us question the prefix honorable, because I think that people should earn it. You don't go to Parliament and on TV, whatever be the misunderstanding, no, at least you should know, say you have respect for people who are watching you. And say, now go wrong, how you conduct yourself on screens, you know, it should be something that at least a bit may inspire public and I'm a public and mumbu. But you forget about the fact that you are on TV and you behave in the manner that you did. The arrogance of it. We all saw the manner Afenyo Markin spoke to. Your friend is saying the clerk accusing him of being NDC, just using unprintable words. But this is your house. You speak to your colleague MPs and people who are working in that house in that derogatory, denigrating manner. And then you come back and expect me to respect you. You can't. That is why I'm saying, sir, Parliament going forward, no, until so we put in the house together, no, they have no moral right to call anybody for contempt. Because if there is anybody to be held in contempt, I think that the people in there now can a contempt in description. They have no moral right to call anybody for contempt. And I like it when the speaker said and told them point blank. Say, honorable members, we cannot expect the public to respect us when we don't respect ourselves. Because respect is a virtue you practice and you earn. You can't just behave irresponsibly, go to Parliament, speak in a manner that does not engender that particular respect in our panel, and you expect people to respect you. I am expecting that these people will see, say, they have offended Ghanaians, and they will have that sense of decency to appear before us and apologize to the people of this country. Because Ghana for a need that contempt power, and you know, you think you can just sit on TV, just say anything, hold press conferences, and just say anything and get away with it. I think that at this time, you know, the people of this country deserve respect from our so-called parliamentarians, because respect in Ghana for war more and ya vote your money to go there and represent our interest. But you turn the whole thing into some kind of a violent atmosphere with charged energy, and these energies are not being invested in anything productive or positive, but rather no, just scaffolds, fighting among yourself, heckling, insulting, denigrating, and looking down on people then as a forum. And without you who their course between another prayer and one other, your friends a lady, yes, and side show and there or say lady na kasetiano, and this gentleman want the lady to be brought before the privileges committee and to be held in contempt. The question is that reckless, irresponsible behavior or not allowed on prayer and other people displayed in that house, who is going to hold them for contempt? Because I see he who comes into equity must come with a clean hands. Yeah. You can't come with your hands full of guilt and you're expecting somebody to be held responsible. And that's our power now as a parliamentarian. No? That is what you are abusing. Well, you think you have that power and you can just call anybody at all and punish. But one of the way you're not time and people about this whole thing. Because, Captain, you tell how I'm a catcher say, if Parliament now the weakest link in our democracy. Because this is a parliament and people will expect and say they have enormous power, the ability to be able to shape policies, guide us in a way. But in several instances, people were being shot, people were being killed, the people of Shah were denied representation for 4 good years, and so nobody in that particular house took upon itself, say, yeah, making sure that this injustice is remedied. The people who were killed, nobody called anybody. IGP, not in house, soldier force, shoot 2 amount for them, so I know the day. The dignity of parliament, was brought to question because things people were expecting them to use their powers to do, they were not seeing it.
Sure.
It turned out to be confrontation, fighting, and so forth. And the transiting into this 9th parliament, people were expecting, say, they will see certain responsibility from these people. But you go there and behave in the manner that you did. I'm not sure, say, you can force people to respect you because what we see is what informs our thinking and our orientation, and that is what is going to determine how and I think that is the judgment Ghanaians are going to pass. And it is unfortunate, say one of the foundational institutions of our democracy, which is parliament, something like a toy, people can just play around it and just get away with it. And the institution, they need to press on and ensure, say, the core mandate in their man you be focused because now some of the veterans, it was really embarrassing to the stand say Sam George appears before the vetting committee. The whole essence of vetting is to assess whether the person has the capacity to be able to deliver on the mandate being given to the person or not. That is the sole focus. Then you go there. One person in the name of Afenyo Makin will spend 3 solid hours asking relevant trivia questions, and most of them were so childish to the extent that you don't even know the import of the question that he was asking. Playing videos. The guy is a politician. In some original political platform, so I can answer for that is not a platform for you to be questioning why he said those things. Just check whether he can do the job or not, and you have the power to give him a pass or give him no. But these things, you are turning the whole parliamentary vetting committee, into some kind of a revenge theater. Captain, someone and I know now what radio so can we see a young. That is the attitude they've turned the whole thing into.
That's right.
It's a revenge theater, no longer a platform to vet people. That is why one person can spend a staggering 3 solid hours asking irrelevant trivia questions. I know the day, not a draggy process, then eventually it evolved into the kind of scaffold that we saw. I think we deserve some respect. Going forward, the Makachra said, those days, 1990, 2000 politics, at that time, most of the people were just spectators monitoring the political space. But the average Ghanaian is so enlightened about issues of politics to the sense that they are now stakeholders, critically investing their energy, everything in whatever that is happening. So we are MP, and now we are somebody in power, and you think you are dealing with gullible fools who don't know their left from their right. You are mistaken. People are really following. So you need to show your self-respect. Show the people respect, and they will give it back to you. But if you continue this trajectory, showing arrogance, showing power, and showing we are here some. We want our presence to be felt because people are calling us
micro minority. So we need to do something to say we are mighty minority. I think these are needless. That energy, I think they need to invest it into your fans. The bolder party, the MPP as a political party will come back to life once again. Sabia, people will have confidence in the party, but you don't live in opposition and exhibit this arrogance. When you know, say arrogance is one of the contributory factors about opposition. I go for the opposition now, MPP one not because of bad governance alone though. It was because of arrogance. Arrogance and kasada can't be. But being in opposition, this is the time people are comfortably taking foolish decisions. Now I don't mean let there be in circulation. I see the communications director of MPP say saying I'm free TV media general platform. So Captain, we are politicians now, we are sensible. We'll go into elections. We'll lose you in such an embarrassing faction. The media should be your friend. You need media platforms to engage, send your message, reconnect to your base. This is no time to be disengaging yourself from platforms. When you know that platform is even bigger than you can ever be, you don't disengage. There are no hostile platforms in the world. Even if the platforms are hostile to you, just go there, channel your message, let it get to your people. That is the whole essence of media. Modern politics, you can't do away with communication. It's key. It's very essential. So this is where I can say institutions are losing the mojo. That respect in the engender trust and confidence. So the SAA is to rebuild these things because these are the foundational institutions that anchor your democracy. We lose these institutions, we lose our democracy. But we pretend we are practicing democracy when in reality this is not democracy. People just do anything and get away with it. I think we need to engage the public and say this whole thing, everyone is involved. Captain it's one assignment I want to give it to you. You see, President Eka say investigation. Captain, whatever be the investigation, this is a public interest case. Wherever the investigation the people must be updated. People must know what is going on. It cannot just be a investigation, we forgot about it. Because the level of impunity some of these things are creating, we cannot just let it go. We've had similar cases in the past and nobody talk about it. So the mere fact that you can say investigation, but see the why the investigation because nobody has updated anybody on any of these instances. Now I know who they see or in Suatre. You saw how somebody match. You see, because like we society na team we don't value life. So anybody can just do anything away and get away with it. In recent time, nipa yaku omo okruma, one who say you holding responsible. Some the media the camera no. I think government need to show real commitment and prove to us this Obuasi case will not go or will be swept under the carpet. People want to see science here, then it is no different from what we had previously because one reason I did to Akufo-Addo say you couldn't pa on Twitter on Titi on Kampwasem. That is why we voted for a regime change. Now this has come. Yes, it's good the president has saying set a stage for investigation, but the public must be updated whatever that is going on. We can't be kept in the dark because governance and your court and saying a public enterprise. Everybody has a stake and people must know what is happening. And that is the message I'm sending across.
All right. Ukonia online Felix Enima Pell. Editor Unia online actual Bibi about the menu Ivan Kaino or say Plateau's folder. Dear Member of Parliament, do you think you deserve the honorable title? Now, okay, the other Felix actual I publish you online now. I think sir, every single member of Parliament. We should have to say Pontius Pilate kura. You daddy channel to hona kona kokain. Honorable da fema ponso a tweet sir Nehoano. Maybe I hoano one or hoa. I didn't now say Shwaya Mobo. Na the Ninia Empinica, ne show be uncle you be a ho. Senator. Oh, no, that was it. Or send a hoa and could you be a Ninuya MP him say, the show and you be a hot tea. A family person who I don't want no other family. One. Norbert.
Captain.
Hey, me near my teacher in or better than away in your body, I know. Fina going to turn from none near Bressa.
Naomi, oh, Shabia, Nad, I've been done, no Captain Fisher.
Now, my feel pa, it's mammy who why.
Or Chia de Bia, Kawasa. Captain and some lady, I know in Yang. Me drew baby. Coming from semi background here education no say enkoda ye niam si affairs no ye pe advocacy bi twama na wado na ya say afa kwan bi so apa na hyew e de aka ho e bi mo correct me cause suspension na omo ye de omo afa kwan bi so na assign de omo ayeden aba